two things here. Like,
computers.
Now
it's baffling, guys.
For Heather.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't know how it works.
Yeah. So, guys, how do you like my Persona 4
rad.
hair?
It's dope.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hopper, come here.
It was either this or the purple again, so I went with something new for once.
Silver, but I want to do a brighter silver, like Ciri from The Witcher.
Yeah.
So
I could be into that.
The two colors I have, one is way brighter. It's like that kind of silvery, and one is darker. So they were blended together to create this. So I assume if I just did the one, it would probably come out like whitish.
Yeah.
Like Witcher gray.
Yeah.
Here with this piece of pizza.
Kick its ass.
Don't worry, so are the dogs.
Yeah.
Witcher Gray is my favorite main character from like a young adult novel.
I really hate if you weren't so good at those.
Yeah. It's a fucking bummer. Zach Flyer.
We can't have you barking, dogs. Come here. Come here. Hey.
Oh.
I just got outdone by a dog. Hey. Come on.
You told me to just lead him upstairs. He's so displeased with everything right now.
You can smell pizza so much.
I'm going to go get.
I mean, the thing is, I'm worried that if they
pizza,
bark, then Pearl is going to have a whole thing.
Oh.
Puppy, come here. Hey.
No, she's chilling. Huh?
He is very much not chilling.
Is that
He
one?
wants pizza.
Oh, look at that.
Bandit, right?
This is Indy.
Andy.
I named the dog Indiana, etc.
Thank you.
What a
He really, really wants the pizza that's about a foot and a half in front of his face.
Yes,
He cannot have it.
He's very upset that it's not like he can't swap it out with a bag of sand.
You're a child, little boy. That's why you can't. That's one of the many reasons why you cannot have pizza. I don't want you to get very sick.
Would it be bad, or would you mind if I took a picture of your dog?
You can do anything you like. You can move this.
I'm gonna take off my clothes next.
Take off clothes? Yeah,
Yes.
we're disrobing to make this way more awesome.
Every time you make an attack, you take off a piece of clothing to re-roll it.
Oh, strip D&D. Let's do it.
You laugh.
You shouted.
Right?
I know there's a rule.
It looks like shake face photography.
DM you're the villain attacks, and that person has to take off a piece of clothing.
Oh my god, he moves so bad.
Negate damage via strippage.
Aww. There you go.
Like female armor. The less you wear, the better protected you are.
Yeah. So very true in Monster Hunter.
And now you. And now you get your attention. Hey. Hi.
Burly.
There you go. Oh, you are much more photogenic.
She just really likes to stare at you with her increasingly dead eye.
I know.
I feel so bad.
Oh
for the
my
poor
God.
girl. She'll
Oh
be
my
okay.
god.
But she is definitely going. She'll be alright, though.
Hold on, now I gotta send that picture to everybody.
Papa, you want to come up?
Sure, bro.
You're loud.
No, Wendy. And Tiffany.
Hashtag driving big plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See some utility from this.
Oh god, Tiff.
What?
The picture of Tiffany just makes her look like the devil.
Accurate.
Alright, my sound is accurate. For real sound.
Real sound.
Thanks, child.
No itchy. No itchy. Oh.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hey, Burly!
Dog camera!
Bro!
Sorry.
You giant loser.
Yeah, my lap dog is a little bit bigger.
Arguable.
And better behaved.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
She did just like.
So you can see what it looks like here for us. I just sent you a picture.
Yeah, no care.
It's a bad photo, but
You can at least see what you look like.
you're on TV.
So. Sorry. I just fucking boomed it right here.
Mhm.
Like I see 9.
Tends to be.
Another playing right now.
Mhm.
God damn it.
Craig, did you watch London today?
Only a bit of it. Like LA's, I feel like they made obviously they made a mistake underestimating LA.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're really, really good. They improved a lot in the second
Yeah,
stage.
they've
Not just by
really,
attitude.
really grown.
Is
I
Aqua
should check him out.
in our universe?
I mean, it's not the happiest thing in the world that
Yeah.
they lost. I mean, obviously, but they'll be fine.
Parents
Is there
actually
eye in there?
It's like the first time they've lost this stage, I
Because that's
think.
because this one's in Aqua.
They've
So-
like they're still going to be contenders. Like I feel like
same idea.
the stage playoffs are so small. Like
Hmm.
I'm hoping that with the playoffs at the very end of everything, you're going to have more than like 3 damn teams in it.
That guy's name is Jonathan Larson.
I don't know.
Jonathan Moxley.
Yeah, I think so.
Does he know that his name is Jonathan Larson?
Why would you?
I believe you've been told.
That's the guy that wrote Rent. And it's like a famous like story that like the opening night for Rent, when it ended, Jonathan Larson was in the audience. And like someone in the audience like stood up and like said, "Thank you, Jonathan Larson." And then like everyone else in the audience stood up and like just started saying, "Thank you, Jonathan Larson." So now every time I hear the name, that's all I can think of. It's a pretty famous story. I feel like. Does he know that his name is Jonathan Larson?
Is this person some sort of theater nerd?
Yeah.
They care about Broadway in Sweden.
Rent is super famous.
Oh yeah.
I feel like for a musical, that's like one of the most famous ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's up there with Cats for the most famous musical of all time, probably.
Bentham.
Yeah.
West Side.
Yeah.
We want real answers. There are real answers. I was making a joke.
You're an ass. Are Fair Lady a musical?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye bye Birdie.
Also for sarcastic answer, Sweet Charity.
You fucking.
That's on Broadway. It was Christine Applegate. It was amazing.
Nice.
She's come a long way since Married with Children.
I don't know.
Or not a long way, depending on how you look at it.
Al Bundy. Rocket ship to the
I
stars.
love that show.
5% that I actually want to say something is worth the 95% that I don't want to hear from like 10-year-olds.
Very true.
I just don't see how you give this comp to C9. Like, I really don't.
What's the team?
Funny enough, a Karma win.
It's
What is
it's
that thing?
yeah. It's Gangplank, Skarner, Karma, Zion, Rakan.
You shouldn't give Zion or Khan as a duo to anybody, really, especially not one of the best duos in the league. Synergy wise.
But that is probably 3 of the best people in their roles right now in the game.
Probably.
I think it's on the back.
Gaelic and Irish names.
Yes.
What?
What's the name?
I need 2 female ones. I need them.
Oh, okay.
I like to name everything that I summon. As you know.
No, I didn't.
Name them like I named my mechs in Into the Breach.
I haven't
Steve, Jeff, and Bubbles.
Nice.
And then I actually already restarted the run that I did was starting this afternoon because there was like an optional objective on the second, like the first or second level I did, and I misunderstood what I was supposed to be doing, and I did it wrong, and I was like, well, fuck this, and I just restarted.
Was it defend
You know,
the.
it was don't kill us,
Female or
don't
male?
let a certain monster die. But I could
Two
like it
females,
looked like at
hags.
the beginning the UI was pointing
water,
that the
one
thing
green.
to let live was a
What are they?
specific thing, but it was actually
Hags.
something
One green
else.
hag,
and
one
I
water
didn't
hag.
know, so I killed the wrong thing.
I got it.
So I was like,
So-
well, whatever.
Text me because there's no way
I'm still getting used to it.
I'm
I mean, the
spelling.
the problem is
It's
that
really fucking cool.
if I said them,
Yeah.
you know how to
Again,
say
I
them.
really wish there was
If
a
I
Mac
text them
version
to you,
because like I
you
don't
won't know
play
how to
much
say
on
them.
this,
You're going to
also,
do
like,
both.
this thing's not
And I'm
available
going
Yes.
anymore.
So essentially, I'm going to spell them and then spell them
I
phonetically.
would be.
Yeah,
I
fair.
know I would be, but I can't.
And essentially, I'm going to act like every creature that I'm
Yeah,
summoning
Xenon
Mhm.
Sneaky
is something
is
that I've
legendary.
met
Yeah,
and I have acquaintance
totally.
with, and it will be the same one until it dies.
I know. I have to keep rotating it. Be careful.
Dogs.
Cool.
What is your problem?
Oh my god, what just happened?
Did you hear that crunch when you
Oh,
bit?
licorice going for the base.
Base raise licorice
Oh, this is all very stupid. Oh wow, how did that catch him?
because the hitbox on that is gigantic.
Yeah. Oh, TK died somehow. Wasn't paying attention to that. And licorice is just winning the game. Right, he's leaving.
Uh
Well, uh-oh.
oh.
See you, nerds. Farewell, scholars.
Was I getting you?
Oh my-
You're a nerd.
Forgot to. Thank you.
What's your team that you use?
I was just sticking with like default
There's
stuff
Shogun
because
and
I'm still
Leaf.
learning the game.
Hmm?
I've literally
Shogun
played
and
2
Leaf.
maps ever.
Siobhan.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
You know what?
I bought it
one
yesterday.
Oh,
And
okay.
I
Leaf.
bought the game like
I thought Lee
yesterday
was
before work.
male's name.
Way
Nope.
easier.
Use female's name.
Like, FTL was.
Did
I
they mean
also,
anything?
Are you
Huh?
playing on easy?
Did they mean
No.
anything?
Okay. I tried playing
They're
on
just
normal
Gaelic.
first, and
You know what I mean?
it was definitely difficult.
okay. I mean, I might start on easy.
Easy,
I'm not.
easy was really good. For
I
me
have
to
no
learn,
pride.
like-
I just want to see the mechanics and see what cool stuff I can do. I don't
So
care.
that's
So,
exactly why I
what
played easy.
I'm not. I play Fire
Siobhan.
Emblem on
Siobhan.
casual. For
Siobhan.
God's sake.
Right. I mean, it alters definitely like how the game is played.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
like you know the name
If I really-
Siobhan?
Yeah,
If I really
that's how
like
you spell
and
it.
want to play
Cool.
more, maybe I'll try normal. But
That-
I'm probably
that's
gonna
not
try
how people
easy.
No.
But yeah, I bought it the other yesterday before work.
But
I
if
just
we were
started it
being
the first time
honest to
today.
reality, that is how
It just seems
the
like
Irish
an
ballot.
amazing game.
like
But yeah,
like his sister.
FTL I had a problem with
Spiritual sister,
difficulty wise more in that it
It's
just felt like
NIAMH.
it was not as hard of a game all the way up until the end, and it was just like either you have the right build to
Gaelic
take on
makes
the mothership
sense.
or you
Yep.
don't.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's frustrating. What? Hello, dog.
Well, you're not playing right now.
Okay. I will be asking you various other ones.
Fun. I got a billion of them.
How about a Tentar? A random ass. Well, I don't know if this is a normal.
Those
soldier
actually have
Tentar.
names, so I'd have to tell you.
Okay, that's cool. Just assign you someone.
Whoa. There was a ladder match in there.
Match!
Whoa! Have you gotten to that part yet? No, you would know it if you have.
Yeah.
You said you were watching Lucha Underground.
I
I don't know
was.
if you've gotten to the part where Dario Cotto makes a ladder match yet.
No,
Oh,
I know it's coming though, because spoilers. But yeah, I've recently been talking about when I do play League, getting into Karma mid,
Karma mid's a good mid.
which or I've heard it. I've heard
Whoa!
it so many times. I've heard it so many times.
who's the reaction if it was like,
Whoa! Lucha
whoa?
Underground, the big, huge
Where'd you get that
guy,
from, Craig?
like
Which huge
big,
guy?
huge jockey dude.
Oh, I don't know.
So what'd you get that from?
That frame is the one that I originally got for the thing.
Oh,
And
because
it didn't fit because if you notice the like white border on the
Yeah,
outside of that there's white paper on
Oh.
the outside of the picture.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking
Oh.
size.
Yeah.
So I had to get that massive frame, which is too
Yeah.
big.
I mean, but it's,
But
it's the
all
same
there
frame as
was.
the ones I got.
There
Oh
was
right.
there was no
Oh,
intermediary.
crap. Morgan, can you do me, or somebody on that
Yeah,
side, can you do me
Morgan.
a favor and go get that.
Yeah, the Blizzard World thing.
Yo, I bought a frame.
Oh, yeah.
It's
an
the
Apple
birthday
World.
present from Ryan and Emily.
Wow.
Very sweet.
That's super dope.
Yeah. It's the map from Overwatch. In that
Oh,
thing.
look,
Framed
Ryan.
it.
Found it.
I haven't like hung it yet because I
Yeah,
don't have anything to do that with. But
it's
I found
awesome.
it.
that
It's
looks
pretty dope.
awesome.
You should just look at it because this
I
like
know,
Blizzard
right?
World, the new Overwatch map, is like all a theme park about Blizzard stuff. And like not all of this stuff appears in the game, but that map
Yeah.
itself does, and it's like referring to other stuff that is in the
That's
park.
really cool.
And it's just amazing,
Mhm.
like
And
the Blizzard
is that
stuff.
like sold from their
She'll be back.
Based off that?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna
Blizzard's-
say, is this like fanfic?
No,
No,
there's-
no, she's
there
back.
were
Hang
there
on.
were 1,000 of those
Bag.
printed, and
Which
it
one?
came with a certificate of authenticity.
Yes.
Oh,
And
Is that is
that's-
the certificate of authenticity and
It's super
other
dope.
stuff?
I don't know what I'm gonna
I
do.
don't
With, I might have to
Do you
put
want to
the-
put it in the frame?
I guess. I mean,
We
like,
have room.
I don't have room to like have them both show up.
No, you could just put them in the back of the frame.
Yeah, I could. I mean, the
Well, the certificate
pamphlet
for sale.
version, I'm not sure.
Oh,
Hey, Heather.
man, I don't know.
Hi.
There you are.
Hey.
All right.
So yeah, it came with
The pamphlet was a cute touch.
Yeah, this is really really cute.
What?
It's got
Yeah.
this is the same map, but it's in like a
Like
art
a
pamphlet version.
Arc,
Real
like,
quick, does anybody else want anything from upstairs?
You can give me another bottle of water.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
What do
One
you?
slice of anything, please.
Can I steal 11 more?
Yeah, please.
11 more?
Yeah. This is
Sorry, did you want
yeah.
11 more?
Give me
no, I got it back there.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the and in the back, I mean, it's the exact same map, but it's folded up like this. I might bring this one into my office and hang it on the wall.
nice.
What is it?
Word.
It's the Blizzard
It's
world.
Blizzard World, the new Overwatch map.
Yeah.
They made, and it appears in the map in the place, like the directory map of the entire park.
Oh.
But they also shut the fuck up. But they also sold like a printed version of it, and those guys were goodly enough to get it to me for my birthday. So I
That's
framed the
awesome.
like real one, but then there's the little foldy version, which is nice too.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Also, because the first frame that I bought was too small, it turned out I also finally framed the Saga thing that you got me years and years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So that's now hanging up as well.
What's the Saga thing? I want to see that.
Gary, can you grab it off the wall, please?
I got it from when I went to Comic-Con.
Yeah. It's one of the early covers that features my favorite character, and it's signed by the writer and the artist.
Oh, nice.
I love the Will a whole lot.
Coming for you.
The Lion Cat, there's a plushie of the Lion Cat somewhere in this building. I don't know where it is.
Lion Cat is awesome.
Do you have the plushie? There is one. It talks.
Lion.
What is it?
There's apparently Funkos of Saga characters now, so
Yeah,
that's
they're making them. Damn, I don't believe they're out yet, but they are making them.
no, they're out. I have a picture to show you. They were hot topic.
Y'all grab what you want.
I'll send it to the chat.
Yeah.
I took a picture and I forgot to send it because I was in the mall, so like there was no service.
Mm.
So naturally,
Mhm.
weird. Also, there's a giant Lapras that exists
Yeah.
that I want.
I saw. I wish.
Oh,
Oh.
my friends are like, no, but also yes. Let's see. Where are you?
I just got nice.
Hello, friend. What is that?
One doesn't work anymore, apparently.
Saga.
It doesn't seem to talk anymore. I think the button. It's okay though, because it's still the same kid.
That's one as well.
Oh, there it is.
Put it over there now.
But we can actually get.
Yeah,
There it
that's
is.
the last of the pizza, so I just put it all.
Okay, just let the dogs over here.
No, they can get over here. You'll notice Tiffany's here.
Andy, come here. Come here. If he's having a hard time getting over here, just make it easy. Who cares?
Yeah.
They don't have leashes on, so they can't pull any cables
Oh,
around.
Or just figure it out.
I'd rather this than them bark. Since
Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
my God, Lion Cat. Pop.
I need a quick thing from you because I know you take rigorous notes. What was the word that I said was on the breast pocket of the guy you captured last week?
I didn't take notes last week.
Cool.
Sorry.
Nope, it's fine. I have it here. It's just I need to get it.
No, I didn't take notes last week. I forgot. Sorry.
Another sponsor for Overwatch League.
Jack in the Box.
Yep.
Jack in the Box, really? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Never been.
Oh. So, there's this most adorable kitty, Emily, that we almost got.
Oh.
Oh, that's what it was. Got it. Cool. We're good. I was able to jump exactly to the spot. I was surprised.
Are you gonna send me a picture?
Yeah, I'm finding it right now. It
So-
was got my new phone, so it's like a weird GIF image picture. Sorry.
No. So just as a quick thing, because we have multiple people over digital, crosstalk is going to have to be really limited tonight because it's very easy to talk over people. Because we're all here and we could just look at each other and talk. So just to make sure that you guys are heard and listened to, we're going to try and keep the crosstalk down to as minimum as possible. Just to a point over on your side as well.
Probably turn off all ringers. and
Yes. Jesus.
I don't know where my phone is.
That is an adorable cat.
shit. I mean,
Isn't she so cute? I love her. I want her so bad.
Is that your cat or?
My phone
Not
is
yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, very cute.
And that's how big she'll always be. She's tiny.
Yeah, I have no idea where it is.
Whatever.
So, no,
My
worry about it.
phone is somewhere.
Oh no, it's right behind you.
Oh,
It's right here. Okay, so last time around, you guys continued on your way with the pirate Sure Shot Samson, hitching a ride aboard the ship Adagio, and sailing off to meet with the captain of the crashing wave, Swingblade Bonnie. On the way there, you guys kind of got up to a little bit of. Thank you, dogs. Okay.
Your dog's timing is perfect.
Fine, I'm getting right
All right.
there. What are you even barking at?
Hold on, I'm grabbing a bag.
Okay. Taking a second for everybody.
Come on.
Yeah. Dogs, go.
Dogs, come here.
Go. Eddie, go. It's like we gave him the one shot, and then it just all went to shit.
Yeah. Got a little bit.
No, they're great. It's just
You could come up here. I know they were talking with dog over there. You fine.
also, Heather. How do you like my Persona 4 main character here?
Oh, I can it's kind of hard to tell with the light in here, honestly. Oh, okay. I like it.
So
I
to do
think-
something dumber than normal. Also, for everyone in my room, this is my Morgan is making too many Star Trek jokes, so he's gonna get shot.
What? Oh.
That's only reasonable.
Yes. Now I am a true warrior. And you have to get it unless you're a liar.
Put it down.
Oh no.
What?
Are you kidding?
It's whatever. They're far enough away.
That's all right. Okay.
Can you guys hear the barking? Just asking.
Fine.
Oh my god.
It's
What?
fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll
I
deal
can
with
see
it.
it's only very little.
more importantly, it doesn't seem like Pearl hears it. So.
Yes, as long as Pearl is not bothering.
She doesn't care. She's passed out. She ran around today, so.
So, as you guys were on your way and getting up to a little bit of mischief on a pirate ship, Aramil, looking out over the surf, happened upon two individuals flying at the ship on wyverns. Simpson identified that as a tactic used by sky pirates who were known to raid ships in the area.
Skyrids.
Skyrates. You guys dispatched said Skyrates in a variety of maneuvers. Aramil decided to turn into a bird and then immediately got bit. And Phaedra did some in-air acrobatics that were pretty fucking dope.
Woo!
Upon capturing one of them, much to Sai's chagrin, as he wanted to capture them both, and Samson just sort of ignored that, you guys removed his mask to discover a humanoid creature of light blue skin, very long, tapered ears, a number of ridges running across the head. Humanoid, but certainly not a race you've ever seen before. Searching through his memory, Trevathan was able to perhaps identify it as something called Gith. But what that is, you guys aren't really sure. Samson, on the other hand, and the rest of the crew had a very negative reaction to the word Gith. And Samson commanded all of you to bring it down, bring it below decks, and it's far away from the crew as possible to continue figuring out what this is. In reading its language off the coat, Marleman was able to identify it as a low-ranking member of whatever they are off something called a Gibraltar. But that is all you got. So, you guys have brought the creature down below decks of the Adagio. Samson has shown you to a reinforced cabin that they use as a brig when they have to. As it is a merchant vessel, they're not actually allowed to carry or actually have just a regular old brig. Oh, Pearl.
Sorry.
Pearl, you lick monster. And you all have Pearl, and you all have shut it in. Trev and Sai, you two were the ones carrying it, just sort of haphazardly threw it in the room while it is still unconscious. Before you guys step in, Samson brings, kind of calls all of you back a bit and says, "Look, if this thing is a gift, like you think it is, we need to get this thing off board immediately, however means possible. It cannot stay here."
Is it like unlucky or something?
There are stories of creatures that even we would fear, things that no one truly understands what they are. They go by the name of the Githyanki. If this is one of them, and granted, I have never seen one, I've never interacted with one, but even if the off chance this is, it can only be a bad omen, and it can't stay here.
Okay.
We need to kill it? Do we need to?
I mean, I would.
Should we try and pry it for more information? Or if it's
That's
made
what I
even
wanted.
speak? Well, does it even speak common?
Certainly didn't
Common?
seem to understand. I don't know.
Marlon, does your thing allow you to communicate with people or just be able to read it?
Just read.
I think it's just read. Yeah. It's
Tongues
like
allows you
comprehension.
to-
It's not. It's not.
Yeah. Tongues is the thing that allows you to do what you're like.
Oh, right, that's what it was. Tongues.
Do you have that
Comprehend
anymore?
language.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did at one point, but
I mean, there's also the old, let's try talking to it, and
yeah, I'm a charismatic guy.
I could zone of truth it.
that will.
How come
absolutely-
all I have to do
Yes.
is say I'm a charismatic guy, and I hear Craig? Oh boy.
I mean, I'm looking forward
Listen,
to it.
again, I have a record, I guess. Okay.
Send Marlem in to talk to him.
What's your charisma?
That's what I'm going for.
You guys
I'll
have
also, I'll also cast zone of truth if that'll help.
All right, so Phaedra, you're going to cast Zone of Truth.
Well, when we do this, not right this second, but
Okay, Samson kind of goes, I mean,
Bastard.
I would prefer if we just killed it and threw it overboard, but I defer to your better judgment on this.
we could also kill it, and then I cast zone of truth and speak with dead.
Well, that
Can I talk to the dead one, or is the corpse of the other one still there?
the dead one never made it on.
What's your
No, because he shot it. Yeah, he shot it.
Yes, so there is currently one dead wyvern and one extra dead whatever this is up
It's super
on
dead.
deck.
Okay.
You guys have to decide what to do with that. Samson kind of puts his hands up and goes, again, I'd love to throw him in the briny deep. I am listening to you guys, as weird shit is not my prerogative.
I want to skin them.
I am
Yikes!
not. That's
Nyx and Aramil, how do you feel about that one?
I
What
prefer you
happened?
not stab this guy. Can we at least try?
Sai just said that he wants to skin the dead ones. The
Oh.
wyvern and the dead rider.
No, just the wyvern.
You said
Oh, okay.
There's two wyvern, right?
No, the other
Oh,
wyvern
like
is
it was in the
sent
water.
flying.
You guys, I want the wyvern. You can throw the other one.
Can I help him with that? I think I could use some of that for medicinal stuff. So
We can handle that once we handle this, all right?
Yeah.
The dead thing's not going anywhere.
fair.
Last I checked.
I just want to say.
Yeah, I'll defer to you guys on this one, but my magic is available should it be needed.
so. There's one of them that's alive that we can go talk to.
Yes.
Right, that's the case. I'm gonna go talk to that guy.
Let's
There's
do
no
it.
other option, really. I mean, if we
Already
already
go talk
kept
to
it,
that guy. If you
We're
guys
already
want to
here.
go do your gross skinning and whatever.
We'll do that
If
after.
we didn't-
Let's talk to this dude.
if we didn't kill it, then we might as well use this.
Yeah.
Sai,
Okay.
Armel, any objections?
No, it's-
Also could have killed it.
Your
though.
name is not Armel. Oh, Sai, sorry. Nyx Armel, my bad.
So Samson, you can't really tell me why this is so dangerous or anything. You just
When you've been on the sea as long as I have, anything that might bring bad omen, you don't keep it around for very long.
okay. That sounds slightly. I mean, no,
No,
that sounds slightly just superstitious. So maybe it's not as bad as we think it is. So yeah, I would give talking to it a shot.
Also,
Look, I'm going to be straight with you here. Weird shit, I'm not good with it. I'm the money man. I'm the muscle man. I point, aim, and fire, and that's the best I do. I defer to the captain on any choices like this.
Okay. The captain.
Are any of us able to talk to it actually and understand it? I mean,
Depends on the language, man.
Let's go.
Assuming it is what it is, I don't think those things.
I mean, in a day, I could talk to it.
I don't think Samson's gonna be on board for that plan.
Yeah, because I don't have that spell prepared for today. So
in a day, we'll be at the dreadnought. A day can be safe.
okay.
If you all think that we will be safe on this ship for a day, I will let it sit in this cell for a day.
One of us will be guarding it at all
least.
times.
Okay, so I can understand. I can understand listening to it, but I can't speak.
Is that how comprehend language
That's how
works?
comprehend language.
Okay.
I'm looking for tongues. Sorry. Making sure I have it.
Okay.
He's in the basement right now, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go talk to it.
Okay, yeah, I can, and I don't have to make it me. I can do somebody else. So whoever. So if we want to have Marlon, I can grant it to him since he has the highest charisma out of everybody.
All right.
I'm in.
All right. So who's going in the room?
I want muscle.
Sia's.
I want a muscle, and I want
Sai, Aramil.
Again, I can't cast tongues until tomorrow, but I can do Zone of Truth today.
Well, that's not.
Well, it depends. Do you guys want to talk to it today, right now, or do you want to come back to it tomorrow?
Today, right now. There's no sense. If it doesn't work this time, we can do it tomorrow.
Not do both? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's attempt to make communication.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
I think that entails Marleman walking in using his prestidigitation types magics or whatever to try to just be like, hey, I'm cool, man. Like,
Okay. He is still unconscious.
Oh, he is.
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was awake. I'm sorry. I
No, he's still unconscious.
Then I'm still prestidigitationing.
Okay, you walk in and just go, Papa.
I was changing what I was doing.
Sorry.
I'm making the sound of and appearance of pots and pans banging around in front of me.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
What a dick.
Okay. This thing kind of.
I could heal him.
You could heal him, yes, if you wanted to.
Well, now you can.
Do you want?
Gotta be awake anyway. Never mind. I thought he was unconscious.
I mean, I didn't say he was going to be awake. I didn't say anything.
Go ahead. You already did your thing anyway. You smashed the pots and pans or whatever.
Kank.
I have a question. Is
Yes.
he bound at all?
No, you guys just kind of tossed him in at the moment.
I assume we should probably try and tie him up or
I
whatever.
mean, he already banged the pot, so let's just keep going.
You can retcon that he did. Yeah.
Just keep going. This will be funny.
All right.
Keep
Oh,
moving.
Because these well, there's only 3. It's not that big a cabin.
Well,
The cabin is probably actually about as big as we are making a box. So 3 of you can comfortably fit in there. So Sai, Aramil, and Marleman are going inside. The rest of you are waiting just outside. The door is still open. They have not closed the door, but you guys are just outside.
It's fine. My thing is 60 feet radius anyway, so I don't have to be in the room.
I didn't think that would be a problem. Pardon me. So you guys walk in. You pot some pans in front of this guy's face. Horrible din and clattering of nonsense. And whatever it is,
shocking off. Right?
just sort of rolls his head a bit.
Oh, this bro's unconscious.
He is unconscious. He is not asleep.
Okay.
Or something.
Here's your opportunity to bind him if you would like.
I don't sure as shit don't have it.
Just poke around, head around, and just say, "Hey, Sai, you remember you were talking about binding him?
That's a good
Seems
point.
like it's still
Tie that
possible."
fucker up.
All right, you use the rope that you have in your adventuring kit, tie his hands and his feet. But he is still unconscious completely.
I'm gonna cure wounds him.
If you want, I can stabilize him, cast Zone of Truth, and then walk out and just have somebody take my.
He's stabilized. He's just unconscious.
Okay.
He was brought to 0 and non-lethally, which means that he still either A, has to do a full rest to get back up to 1, or be brought back to 1.
Okay.
I can healing word him. I'm right.
Yeah, just do that then.
He's bound.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing I'm laughing because one of my spells is shape water, and all I can think of now is just keeping the words between it saying
Yep.
I mean,
Now I forever have
if you
spell
had-
shape of water.
if you had that item, you could totally do that from the Adventure Zone.
I wish that item
Um,
were real.
It's funny because my character sheet says otherwise.
Anyway, so hands and legs bound, and cast healing word on him. Heal him however little that healing word does. Don't worry about the numbers.
It's
Um,
more than one.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5, so it's fine. It blinks itself awake, and you see now that its eyelids go the wrong way. They go horizontal. They don't go vertical. As he sort of kind of rolls his head back up and looks over at the three of you, immediately panics and tries the ropes on his hands and his legs, but they're just not coming through. You could see now, getting a good look at him. Trev, you had gotten a good look at him before, but the rest of you, not really. His hands are elongated. His hands are very elongated. The palms of his hands are what we would recommend of like palm and fingers, is just palm with tiny stubs of fingers on either end. The thumb is incredibly long and actually wraps around the hand a bit. The arms are spindly but muscular. And it's weird looking. As it sort of panically looks at three of you, just kind of flipping its head back and forth and not really doing anything. Its head is long, but it's longer, but not like it's pointed. It's got a very strong jaw, but it is no snout.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very strong jaw and kind of a longer head, but its ears are the most prominent feature on its head.
Very cool.
As soon as I hear commotion, I was gonna say, as soon as I heard the commotion of him like waking up, I was gonna cast Zone of Truth.
Okay, Zone of Truth. What kind of save does he have to make, by the way?
Hold on.
Is a
Wisdom save, I
I'm
believe.
pretty sure.
Charisma.
Charisma.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does everyone else.
Everyone else.
Everyone on the boat needs to do that.
Well, anyone else in that
Radius
radius.
sphere.
Oh, 15 foot rate. Well, it's still everybody.
Oh well, yeah. Sorry. It's only 15.
No.
I crit fail.
All right, you can't lie.
God damn it.
Remind me, Heather, does the spell tell you whether or not they can? I believe the answer is no.
Can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails.
Okay. The creature did fail.
Straight
Okay.
charisma.
Marleman also failed.
That I'm not surprised at.
Awesome.
Sai did not fail.
Okay.
Trev?
Oh my god.
Trev failed.
Okay.
Samson failed.
Intentionally.
Hey, I failed. Hey, Marleman, I truly value your friendship.
I think you're a pretty swell dude.
Samson also
That is
failed.
great.
I really like
Nixon,
both
guys,
of you.
Guys, Nix and Armel, what'd you get?
I crit failed.
All right, so another crit fail, so Nix can't lie. Armel. 12, you also fail. And Phaedra, what'd you get?
18.
So you can still lie. So the only two people who didn't fail are Phaedra and Sai.
Wonderful.
Good job, guys.
Animals, guys.
I thought Marleman would be okay at that.
I failed. What do you want me to do?
As this thing sort of
Better?
looks at the three of you in the room and just hisses out.
Do any of us?
Do any of us know what that means?
No.
All right, I definitely cast comprehend language.
Okay.
I think I just do it.
Yeah, you just do it. And you hear him say, "If you keep me here, they will find you and they will kill you."
Well, that doesn't sound like fun.
What?
Oh,
What
he said that.
Okay. We could
We kill him.
kill him.
Really want answers though.
About what?
I say in common. Can you understand me?
Shanka!
I take that as
I don't speak your foul tongue.
Okay,
He
but that means you understand it.
spoke it well enough time.
No, he's not.
No,
That-
he cannot lie right now. He physically cannot. What he is saying is, he knows you're talking something.
Okay.
He cannot understand what you
I
are
didn't know
saying.
if the way that you put that made it sound like he might be able to
No.
speak, understand it, but not speak it. Okay.
Just start yelling things at him, asking questions, see what he says.
Bad cop.
All right, let's see, I'm trying to get him to calm down a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm trying to do that with like, I don't know how I can do this. This is ridiculous.
Just a calm, soothing
Yeah, like I
voice.
think that this is like calm, soothing voice.
Roll a persuasion check with
saying
disadvantage.
words and-
Aramil is also sending out as many calm vibes as possible.
Yeah, like
Roll a check.
Audrey is shaking her head, going, "We should have fucking waited."
digitating like
Roll a
the
persuasion
Aurora
check.
Borealis and colors around.
Roll a
like, trying to
persuasion check.
mixing it up.
Just straight, because Armel is assisting you in this. You are not at disadvantage.
Aurora Borealis.
You do not get a calm.
Well, that's not a good point. Grab the wrong die.
It's this time of year.
Rainbows.
Can I nope, I can't because that's not how that works.
Nope. What'd you get?
I rolled a 5 + 8
So
in
13.
persuasion.
So 13?
Yeah.
He kind of looks at you and just hisses out again, which you can't understand currently. Leave me to die.
I look over at Trev and I say what he says. Like I kind of give him one of these like a. He said, "Leave him to die."
I'm sure.
I say we do one better.
And I'll help him.
Wait a minute.
Samson kind of looks at him and goes, at this point, and goes, I can just kill him. Like, I can just do this.
You already killed one.
I don't think
No
we're
more.
getting anything from this.
Can we recognize whether it's considered a person or a creature?
It is a creature.
Creature. Okay.
May I suggest trying another language? Maybe it doesn't speak common, but it could speak something else.
I know a little bit of Orcish.
You can try and curse at it in Orcish, see if it responds.
Merd.
No response.
Good.
I'm gonna shout, "Hey, fuckface," and undercomment at him.
That gets a bit more of a response because it's closer to the tongue he is speaking.
Yeah.
But it's still not. It's like if I was speaking Italian and you were speaking Spanish.
I'm going to shout, "Hey, fine country gentleman," in Drow.
Okay. He responds in his language, which is kind of close-ish, closer to Drow. At this point, we have gone. Okay, so it's like originally he's speaking Latin and you were yelling at him in Spanish.
Yeah.
Now you've gone to Italian, so it's like another step closer.
Right, sure. You look back at him and say,
Yeah,
"Così, così."
Yeah, così.
Can I pop my head in and just like go like? Does he understand anything in Infernal?
What do you say in Infernal?
Yeah, no. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Are you speaking Infernal?
yeah, I'll ask him. Will you answer our questions or not?
Nothing. As he looks at the drow peeking his head in the door and whispers something that is close to a sentence in drow. It's one of those like the context isn't there, but the words kind of make sense.
Yeah, it just sounds weird
and
and disjointed.
Yeah, it sounds basically like keep me here, keep me here, keep me here.
And
All right,
what is
guys.
he here specifically?
Yeah, I hear.
Yes, you hear in truth, which is him saying, I want to stay here. I want to stay here.
So now I have them test their understanding to see how close the language is, if we can make this work.
I say that.
All right, so I'm going to say, like, yeah, and also one level farther, that means that this feels like some kind of other version of an Elvish tongue. So this thing might not be from this plane. It might be.
Can I ask you a
I
question?
can't
Elvish?
tell,
Do you speak
but-
Elvish?
That Elvish is like another step the other direction.
Had to ask.
So, and also,
Elvish is Portuguese.
Yeah.
all right, real talk, guys. He seemed to register me maybe as an ally because I spoke Drow, and he's trying to get me to help him by having him stay here. I'm going to kill him if you don't physically force me not to.
I mean,
Samson puts his hands up and goes, I'm with this plan. Let's not physically restrain him. Let's let him kill.
Yeah, I don't like this
Keep
anymore.
asking
I think a day is a really big risk.
We don't need a day. If you can communicate with him, he can understand the words. You can at least get
Yeah, I'll
our
try.
questions across.
I'll try.
Ask him where he's from, who he's working for, what they're doing.
I'll do all that.
We do all
Okay.
that.
Before you can get out the second sentence, you get the where are you from first. He responds with, are you an ally here? Which is the closest you can get. You get, are you my friend? Please tell me you're my friend.
I don't know who you work for.
You can't lie. Remember.
I just saying that.
Yeah,
I don't know who you work for. I'm not answering him anything yet.
Okay.
I don't know who you work for, so I don't know that.
He responds with, "I am." The way you get it is, "I am behoven to the one above. Save me, save me." You get, "I work for the Gibraltar. Help me, help me."
Do I know what word he used for Gibraltar so he can say Gibraltar because that's a real proper ass name?
You can kind of like you can try and get it out. The tongue is so weirdly skeletal and odd that like the inflection is wrong, but you're like able to get it.
Okay. Well,
all right.
Okay.
So then I'll we could say that. Does I forget? Does Gibraltar ring a bell to anybody? I feel like it does.
No, it doesn't.
All right.
The only thing that rings a bell of is you read that word on his shirt.
Oh, right. All right. Well, I don't know if we're getting any more than that.
Well,
help me. Help me.
How do we help him?
I have an idea.
Oh, jeez.
What do you think?
No. Ask him how we help him.
Wait a minute. Actually, no. Hold on. Wait.
What do you need from me?
I have to speak the truth. I'm not a friend of this guy.
You're not. No, but he's not talking.
I also didn't answer.
Yeah. You can also just not
You're
say
just
it.
serving as the translator.
I'm just not
I know.
So, how can I help you?
Keep me here. Keep me alive. The Gibraltar can find me here.
Yeah, this thing needs to go.
Yeah, no, he needs to go. I agree.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but this is not.
Is that what I heard? That's basically what I heard.
Oh, you heard
that.
exactly that.
We're gonna just get off what is.
I'm
cool. Samson walks past all of you and shoots him in the head.
All right, that works too. I was going to turn and I was like, God damn it, I had a plan.
His moving?
It's a gun.
To him move. Like,
you guys are literally.
If he's walking past us, then there's something.
Well, he's walking past you. He's walking past you to get at the door.
Yeah.
He's not even walking near you. He's shooting from over you.
Are you going to make him roll, or should he roll a check to see if he listens to what I was going to be saying to him as he said
roll
that?
a persuasion check.
Just for the sake of it, I was turning them to say, train a gun on him if I don't like the answer to this last question.
Sure.
Because I wanted to ask him the question that Sai posited.
Sure.
But have Samson immediately put him down if we don't like where he's going.
Nix, you are standing next to Samson as this begins to happen. You do have a chance to stop him in some way. Okay.
So 4. He might not listen to me, but that's my idea.
But that is up to you as to whether or not you want to stop him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really see another option, unfortunately. I wish that I did.
What's up? Sorry, I couldn't really hear you.
I'm sorry. I don't really see another option. I wish
Okay.
I did. But if he's like literally like homing beacon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
no,
you hear you three in the room hear from behind you, finishing this, and a as Samson drills a bullet into the center of this thing's head, and
oh my god,
green brain splatters across the wall behind it.
I'll deal with it. All right, we'll get this body off of the
I mean, don't immediately throw the corpse away.
It literally was sitting here saying it can find us if it's here.
That's fine. We're going to kill it. Let us get the information from it first.
Guys,
Did you guys think we were going to get more information? I didn't think we were going to get more information.
Hi, can speak with the dead.
I mean, I don't know how much it's going to tell us now, but you're welcome to try.
Hang on. Speak with dead. Does it only understand and speak its native language?
Yes.
Hence why I was going to try to use it tomorrow. So if we keep the corpse just here.
I mean,
Does
she
Speak with
gets
Dead allow the
3
group to-
questions.
All right.
Yeah,
That
I
it has
can try and cast Zone of Truth and tongues on the person asking them the question, or I guess it would be me. So, and none of them, only one of those is a concentration spell, so I could do them.
Is tongues not a concentration spell?
Check.
Because I know Zone of Truth is.
According to the Roll20 compendium, neither Speak with Dead nor Zone of Truth are.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
which
it's
I
an
really
action.
thought it was too.
Yeah. Well, Speak with
Zone
Dead, I
of
know it
Truth
is
is an
because it
action.
literally is just 3 questions. It's just boom, boom, boom. All right. So this thing is now dead in this room. What are you guys doing?
Do you know anything about this Gibraltar? Like, did
Who are you asking?
Marleman, I guess he was the one talking to the guy, right?
I would ask if anybody does.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Samson kind of shakes his
Samson's
head.
the other one. All right. So first of all, if you're going to talk with Dead, don't talk to the one who just got shot by us, I guess. Talk to the. I would say
The
we
other
talk
one
to
that got
the-
shot by us?
Yes, but you can
Samson
keep
shot both of
Samson
them
in the back.
face.
Yes, but you can keep Samson in the background, or keep him down here and go talk to the ghost of the other one, or something.
Still not comfortable with any of this, but if you guys think that's the best plan, that's fine.
All right, the headless body should go overboard. This isn't
Cool.
getting us anywhere. Just in case they can track the dead bodies too. I don't know if they can. They might not be able to because it said keep me alive, but
I
what
would like
goes it doing?
to. This actually only happens because Samson cannot lie right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to keep one of the bodies to bring it back to the captain to let her look it over. I don't like
the
this.
one without the head.
The one with the head, probably.
All right.
I don't like this plan, but I know she will get mad at me if I don't.
Can I try and like check the body at all and try and
I don't
like?
want to talk about that if I don't have to.
Yeah, that's my point. I'm kind of just trying to give you a hard time.
By the way, Zone of
You hear another click.
Okay.
Zone of Truth is about 10 minutes, so by this point it has worn off.
No, that was only about
been that
5
long.
minutes, maybe.
I thought it was a longer conversation of us asking questions and translating, and
I don't even know if it's been 10 minutes in real time.
Yeah. It was approximately 5 minutes of a Zone of Truth cast. There was a little bit of back and forth, but like not. It wasn't like a seminar.
okay.
I just want to walk out past Samson and just give him one of the shoulder hits and walk past him.
You hit very solid human.
I'm not a small dude.
I know, nor is he, but it's just sort of he doesn't give a shit. He knows what he did was right.
Before we
Sort
throw,
of vision on his
Yeah, I
face.
know. Yeah.
Oh, Heather's gone.
Oh no.
So nope, she's back.
hi.
I'm gonna have my
Before
way
we
back.
throw the body overboard, can I do like a quick medicine check on it first, just to like see if there's anything about it?
Sure, roll a medicine check.
Just want to see if there's anything I can like
Nice.
figure out where that necklace of the
Roll a
like,
survival
magic beacon thing is or whatever.
Straight survival.
That's bad.
Okay.
What's the survival check?
You
Can I
get
help?
you get 5 wyvern horns, which are the wyvern spikes. Apologies, not the horns, which are just kind of the spikes that line its range. You get a lot, not a lot. You get maybe a yard of usable rawhide. You do need to tan it,
Yes.
or it will go bad. And you get probably 2 pouches worth of wyvern scale.
Cool.
But these are, a quarter-sized scales. They're not enough to make scale mail out. So
No. Yeah.
You also get a wyvern tier and 2 monster hard buttons.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, I got a 26 medicine check, and I'll tell Sai like, hey, if you could get me some blood and scales, that'd be great.
roll a investigation check. For me.
That's a nat
See
20.
if you can find the blood.
It's actually yes. The wyvern blood, because it is draconic and it's very distinct bloodline, its blood does boil off very quickly. But Sai, kind of knowing that, you know where to look and where it pools.
I got you.
So you're able to find it, and you're able to get 2 vials of the blood out of its tail.
Okay.
Yay!
And stuff.
Oh yes,
I
you have
thought-
to. You stop her that quickly to
Yeah.
stop it from boiling off.
I throw him to her and say, cool hot stuff.
Thank you.
The medicine check.
Arnell hates
You,
Arnell does not like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can react to that as you see fit in a second. The medicine check. Looking over this now, mostly headless body. It's still got a lower jaw. It's just everything up here is kind of gone. You can see at this point that it actually has 2 rows of teeth on the both bottom and upper side. One is jagged, incisor-like. The other one is more molar and square. What's left of its nasal cavity looks pretty normal. But it's where the weirdest things are, with the exception of its elongated hands and feet, are its chest. Every organ within the chest is not where you think it should be. The heart actually sits around its navel. The stomach sits directly attached to the throat. The lungs sit where the kidneys would be in the back of the creature. And the opening, or the upper torso, is both mostly intestine and very, very, very thick ribs. Almost a 1/4 inch thick. These things are almost like a carapace.
So, can I do an investigation as to whether this thing looks like it devolved for almost like a troglodyte?
Roll a history check.
I'm taking notes. and like doing like some quick sketches because this is so weird and fascinating.
Yeah.
So 22.
It's not that you can tell that it's like descended from a humanoid of some kind, just that it is a humanoid of some kind that something has happened to.
Okay.
You know, you find everything that you would find inside a basic humanoid. Every organ is there. It's just weird.
Okay.
So it's hard to tell if it's descended from anything. Due to the facial structure and the way its ears are, you assume that it's something elvish at some point, maybe. But even then, it's like very, very thin connections.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, it's kind of like looking at a dog with its floppy ears and saying that it's related to an elephant.
Okay.
Sorry, do you not like that
That's
metaphor?
funny as hell. Go on.
Armel, are you reacting to the skinning of this wyvern?
To be honest, I'm more intrigued by it now. I bet I would have never seen anything like that.
Okay.
Oh, he's over
You
there.
know?
Are you with the Gith or are you with the wyvern?
Oh, well, for the wyvern, I wanted to at least, tell him you tried, my man. You did all you could.
I mean, it's dead as hell.
I know, but I want to tell him that he
Okay.
tried his best.
It's okay, bro. It's okay.
Sorry. And then I'll let him go, and then I'll go check out the other guy who looks like.
Okay.
I'm interested in this like kind of anatomy stuff. It's
This
great.
thing's so weird looking.
As you're kind of dissecting this thing, Phaedra, and sort of picking it apart, Samson is kind of sticking around just to kind of keep an eye on the situation, more or less, and just to make sure that it doesn't like suddenly spring back up and try again. And as he looks over that thing, you can kind of hear him mutter under his breath, he's going to have a field day with this one.
Oh boy.
Good.
That sounds good.
What?
The ship's doctor, he's odd. He'll have fun with this, I assume.
Oh, joy. Can I do an Arcana check just to see if there's anything magical about this fucking thing? Just because the fact that they mentioned like that he could be tracked is what's causing me slight distress.
Yeah.
Arcana. So 25.
You don't really sense any magic attached to it.
Okay.
At least none anymore. He's very dead.
Okay.
But yeah, there's no magical trace on it anywhere.
All right.
All right. You can. I'm
Nix, what
done with it, I guess.
What?
Good bro. Yeah.
What are you up to?
Very uncomfortable and upset about all of this, so leaving everyone to whatever they're doing and just like sitting on the edge of a boat or whatever.
You. What the hell are you doing, Morty?
Sorry. I had a file browser open that was showing this over here.
Oh, gotcha.
Before I had this thing set to full screen. Not anymore.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're able to find a kind of quiet area of the boat away from all of this madness, and sort of take a bit for yourself. Just it hasn't been the best day in the life of Nix Mernig.
No. Tiny Nick wants to be good and do good. Very upset. Do not like.
Pip kind of crawls out of your hood and kind of settles in your lap a bit and sort of tries to offer whatever comfort his tiny squirrel body can.
I'm good, bro.
What about you two?
What about?
Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't have much that I can do other than rest. I know.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm playing
took a series of beatings.
number
over the course
11
of that
thing.
whole
Look it
time.
up. I don't have it
It's
open.
guitar.
No, 10 is guitar. 11 is
guitar?
sitar, I think.
Whatever it is.
I think 11 is sitar. So Marlon kind of settles in and begins to strum away at a sitar.
I
Okayly.
just vibe to that.
Yeah.
I don't have it. Where did I put it?
And Samson sort of goes around to all of you to let you know that in about 12 hours' time, you guys will make it to the dreadnought. Night has begun to fall as well.
I kind of want to just ask Samson about the captain a little bit more.
Sure.
Just what she's like, how long he's been doing this, all that kind of stuff.
I've been part of Bonnie's crew for almost 15 years now. It was the first person she recruited. By recruited, I mean stabbed and told to start sailing. She's got a streak.
All right.
But she's reasonable. Certainly wouldn't call her law-abiding, but she does what she can.
Reasonable as long as you're doing what she wants to do, I assume.
Relatively. She's used to power. She likes to have control over her situation.
I don't know.
You know, I'm sure we'll be able to settle this problem as quickly as we can, get you guys a boat, and have you sailing towards the man of the sea. She's accommodating like that. She thinks she owes you a favor. She'll own up on that favor. That's for sure.
Cool. Looking forward to it. Good Lord.
Whatever.
Looking forward to it. I'm just
All right.
so mad.
And you guys kind of settle in for a rest. You get a full 8 hours. At about 4 a.m. or so, Samson kind of finds you guys in the rooms you've been assigned on the Adagio. Wakes you all up and goes, "We're about 2 hours away from the dreadnought. Whatever you guys want to do, I'd recommend doing it now, because the moment we get there, things are going to accelerate very quickly."
Okay.
Ukulele. Sorry, not a sitar, ukulele.
I will assume then that before we went to bed, we figured out the 3 questions that I should ask the
Sure.
dead guy.
And those are?
Let's see. What is the Gibraltar?
Okay.
You should keep it mostly to the who, the what, and the where. The Gibraltar. Like,
what do you mean?
Who are the Gibraltar?
Where
are the Gibraltar? Or where is the Gibraltar?
Where is the group that you came from?
That's a better question.
Okay.
And what is your purpose?
What is the Gibraltar's purpose?
Oh wait, that's
Yeah.
right. Is Commune of the Dead like specific questions?
Yes. It's
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
That's why I'm saying
Oh,
these are the
specific
things
questions.
we need to do.
Things get one more
No,
damn chance.
Yeah, they can be any question. It just has to be 3 questions.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, I thought it was.
The being has to answer the question directly. They can't like skirt
No, they can
around
lie.
it. Oh, they
No,
can.
hence why I am going to cast 3 different spells to hopefully make this work.
This is gonna be awesome.
If it is a being of ill intent towards you, it can most certainly lie.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast Zone of Truth. Going to try.
So the first thing you do is cast Zone of Truth, or what are you doing first?
I'm just making sure we have our 3 questions before I start the.
All right. So
So what is the Gibraltar? Where is it?
Yep.
And what was the 3rd one?
What is its goal? I don't know.
What is its goal?
I wasn't here. I'm just saying that would be a pretty good one.
Okay. All right. So double check which one is the longest one. I think
10 minutes, and an hour. So.
Okay, so I'll cast Tongues first.
Okay.
Then Zone of Truth. Then Speak
Okay.
with Dead.
All right.
Combo.
Again, everyone make a Zone of Truth roll.
She's a storm deck.
Here we go. Guys again.
19 again.
Samson fails.
I did better.
I did worse.
Oh boy.
Trev failed. Sai.
I'm fine.
Sai can lie. Marlon.
I did better.
You rolled a 2 this time.
I
didn't you?
rolled a 2.
Marlon can't lie. Nix.
17?
17.
Oh.
All right. You can lie as you see fit. Armel.
I got a nat 20.
You can also
I got
Fudge.
a 1.
fudge the truth. Trev cannot. Phaedra, what'd you get?
17.
Okay. And the creature doesn't make a save because you cast this spell
Before
it's alive. It doesn't have to make a save. So
It does get affected though.
It's in the zone.
Oh, it is in the zone.
Yeah.
I thought it was just when the creature's in the zone when it is cast.
Find out.
Let me double check.
But the creature can lie anyway.
Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell area for the
All
first time or starts its turn there. So it
Yeah.
will be having
Yeah.
it'll exist.
But it can lie anyway. What's your spell save DC? Just to make sure. This is on the raggedy edge. What do you look? Don't you look at my die? The fuck do you think you're doing?
Cheating.
Don't look at my die. It was a 15.
She
if you really want to know.
She can
I
tell
know,
us.
but don't ever do that.
Also,
I think it's I believe it says 16.
literally does not
16?
matter.
All right, so yeah, it can lie.
We don't know what the literally doesn't matter.
What the fuck do you think you're doing? That's just poor table etiquette, sir.
Literally never played this at a table.
I know.
Don't roll it. Don't roll it on my keyboard unless you have to.
No, I'm rolling it over here.
That's a makeshift DM screen.
Yeah, I know. It's a bad
Same
thing.
damn screen.
Either way.
Okay.
I'll do your
What?
screen.
I'll be in your screen.
Oh,
So speaking of DM screen,
Oh, I thought you said DM scream. I was like, yeah, that's me. Anyway, can lie.
also yes.
So what do you answer? What are you asking first?
What is the Gibraltar?
The response you get back is the Gibraltar is the black flying death.
Okay. Where is it? Where is the Gibraltar located?
In between.
What is the Gibraltar's end goal?
Assimilation.
Wonderful.
That was helpful.
I write all these down.
Okay.
Stop it.
They're fine.
Okay.
That's
I
the
got
best you get.
nothing.
Kind of falls back.
All right then. That was fun.
Yeah.
Thing is, if it had saved, it probably would have saved the answer.
Yep.
So Samson kind of looks over at you, Phaedra, and goes, "Well, did you get what you needed out of it?"
It was purposefully vague, so not really. I relay what it said for all the questions to everybody, so that they understand.
That sounds purposely vague. It just sounds sinister, like a lot of these guys like to be.
That's like 101 bad guy talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy was one. No.
The joke.
Anyway.
All right.
But yeah, unfortunately, didn't get much out of it that's actually useful. So.
Clean sort of supports my idea that these things might not be from here.
Like, do you think they can travel between the planes then?
I would. Why not believe that we can?
Yeah.
That's true.
We did already.
Yeah. We could do that for lunch today if you wanted.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I'm open to the idea at least. I
Mm,
don't know what we can do with that information right now, but we should at least be open to the idea that anything really could be happening. And some black creeping death that wants to assimilate us sure sounds like something.
yeah, that's why I'm hesitant to do anything like scrying wise, because if they have the whole consent where they are thing, I don't really like that.
I also aren't necessarily sure if this is an organization or a being or a creature or a force
Or a ship.
or a ship.
I've never heard of a ship called Gibraltar, nor anything that goes by flying black death.
Really? Not even a pirate ship?
You haven't met my mother.
The sailing Black Death
Have
would be
you
a
met
pirate
your
ship.
mother?
Yes, I have. She's not a flaming. No, I haven't actually. Marlon hasn't.
Have you met my father?
Wow.
He's a storm.
Okay.
Now I'm depressed.
Marlon sort of huffs away.
Now I have issues.
Great. All right, Gohan. Keep
Um,
it together.
Other conversation for my therapist.
Samson kind of looks at you, Sai, and goes, "No, pirates usually aren't that gaudy. We try to keep things a little more
Subtle.
Yeah, the crash.
Yeah, like
The crashing wave.
Yeah. What? What's so bad about the crashing wave?
Well,
I
for a
don't want to make
boat,
fun
I
of this.
mean-
I don't want Bonnie to get mad at me. I'm not gonna lie. She sounds serious.
It's my idea.
Did you
I
do
wonder
the
if that's
OC
a
count?
stupid-
Adorable.
Arnville, you hear a very faint click. As he sort of looks at all of you and goes, "Well, we'll be at the dreadnought soon. We'll take the body to the dock. We'll go and speak with Bonnie, and then you guys can be on your way."
I need to stop playfully antagonizing Samson. He's going to shoot.
I haven't been shot yet.
I know, we're all surprised.
He's a good boy.
He kind of walks past the huffing Marleman in a huff himself and walks to the wheel of the ship.
This is fantastic. We're all friends here.
Aw.
Yeah.
Can I like really shittily, because I'm really bad at charisma, just like go over to Marlon and be like, "It's okay, dude. I don't know anything about my parents either."
You have to be truthful.
People.
I am comforting you.
I really value you all.
I value you as a friend.
We all really had moments in that zone of truth there.
After about a half hour more of sailing, you guys sail into a very heavy fog bank that does not just seem to disturb the crew much, nor Samson. He calls to the crew to take her down and run her up. At which point, the light blue sail is taken down from the runnings, and a black sail with a similar symbol is brought up.
Cool.
And as you guys make your way through the fog, you begin to see these.
I'm sorry, Gary. I'm sorry, Gary.
He's allergic to fog.
Yes. You begin to see these faint purple flashing lights all throughout the fog in various places. You can actually recognize it as fairy fire.
Oh, cool.
And as you guys make your way through, some of these orbs begin to stick.
You mean dancing lights?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Sorry. Begin to stick to the sides of the ship, giving it a light purple glow as you make your way through the fog.
Ooh.
After another 15 minutes or so of sailing, you guys exit out of this other wall, this very straight wall of fog, and break through to find a dark blue, as it is still about 4 a.m. in the morning, ocean with a beautiful starry night above it.
Is the boat still glowing purple?
Vaguely.
Awesome.
And a massive ship ahead of you. Even bigger than the ship that you had seen previously that Bonnie had captained. It would appear that she has upgraded a bit.
Still something new.
The ship is running all black flags throughout it, all with the similar crashing wave symbol across all its sails. The ship almost looks like a floating city. Not quite cruise ship size, but dominating of a force. You see a number of smaller ships dotting around as well. Ships about the size of the Adagio, as well as 2 very larger ships, one of which you had seen before.
Which is...
I forget the name. You know, that's right.
How much does this ship resemble the Grand Ship from Bravely Default?
It, in fact, resembles the Grand Ship from Bravely Default very much so, sir.
I love that.
That was actually going to be the next thing I said. So yes, imagine the Grand Ship from Bravely Default. The Adagio cuts through the water very cleanly and heads right for a lowered gangplank attached to the dreadnought. You see many of the crew on the Adagio getting restless with the idea of being back on the main ship as well. And finally, you guys pull into a sideways port with this dreadnought. The gangplank is attached to the side of the ship, and exiting or walking down the gangplank is this very tall, slender woman with voluptuous red hair, a small hat, kind of adorned a bit. It looks more of like it was thrown on as opposed to like actually fixed, as well as a long blue coat, very tall black boots, and almost admiral's coat that has been kind of drawn up in the middle, as well as 2 thin rapiers attached to either side as Sling Blade Bonnie makes her way down the gangplank at you. Samson sort of steps aside from the field, goes, "Captain." The rest of the crew kind of takes a similar stance.
I stand by it.
What do you do?
Hi.
I guess prestidigitation and I make it look like I have one of those cool French captain hats.
Commodore voice.
As you guys also assemble on the deck, because Samson kind of guides you guys there.
And I say, "Good day!"
Trev kind of steps out of line and goes, "Hey!" Marleman makes a giant hat appear on his head and goes, "Good day, ma'am!"
He also uses prestidigitation to make it play in the Navy by the village people.
Do any of the rest of you guys do some level of idiocy that's probably going to get you stabbed?
I sigh.
Dude, I elbow him.
I would not do that.
I elbow side.
I sigh heavily.
Fun and cheeky.
This is more for
I elbow side.
Anyone else, really?
I'm gonna do
exactly what
Samson did, though.
was.
That's gonna be a different problem.
That's what I wanted to get.
RML Nix, are you guys doing anything dumb?
I'm just gonna do exactly what her crew does. Just like try to fit in. So.
Okay. You take a similar stance. Nix, what are you doing?
Just being Nick. Just standing.
Okay, just kind of hanging out.
Watch now this plays out.
And Phaedra?
Sighing heavily and shaking her head. Just like...
She strolls past all of you very quickly, ignoring you three, especially.
Whatever.
Heads right up to Samson and cracks him across the face with the back of her hand. He barely even recoils, just kind of turns his head and then looks at her, and you hear her say, "You're both late and very early, and I'm not sure how you pulled off both." You hear Samson kind of go, "We got delayed." Says, "You both got delayed, and you don't have the cargo. How only you could create this monumental a fuck-up. Get on the boat." Samson goes, "Crew!" And the crew begins to head up the gangplank off the boat. You see a secondary crew of people up on the grand ship. I'm going to say this forever now. Dreadnought, preparing to head down and man the boat while the actual acting crew is off. Samson kind of waits with Bonnie. As Bonnie kind of turns to you, Marlon, and goes, "Oh, Mr. Oceanwrath. I had not been expected. Stop it. I know you're bullshit. Stop it."
I like her.
Always a pleasure, Bonnie. How have things been?
As you can see very well.
I like your new ride.
Thank you. I appreciate that you seem to have commandeered mine. Samson kind of goes and goes, technically, I volunteered it, ma'am.
I would argue secured passage.
We will have to figure out what the terms are.
Arbitrate that.
I also hear that you have a gift for me.
We do. It turns. I imagine it's like wrapped up in like a thing behind me.
Yeah, it's wrapped up in some sailcloth.
I do the thing, and I look at two guys, and I'm like, and they rip the stuff off of it.
Yeah. A crew member kind of
style.
Yeah.
Off the back, just trench coat.
A crew member kind of kicks the blanket off the thing.
Perfect.
And looks at Bonnie. Bonnie kind of looks at it and goes, "Bring it to the dock. He will look it over. We'll see what he has to say."
With a K or without a K?
Excuse me, miss.
Sir.
Before one of them died. A gruesome death, some might say.
She looks at Samson and goes, "Shot it, didn't it?"
I said, "Well shot, good shot, Samson."
He shot them both.
Said that they could find him and find us. I was hoping you would take that into account with your studies.
I will alert the doctor to such claims, and I'm sure he will be able to find whatever he is talking about.
So, like, no Frankenstein monster type shit. Like, I don't need...
You actually, for the first time you have ever seen in Bonnie, and you've seen Bonnie deal with giant elementals, and they weren't UNT, but they were, what are they called? The fishmen. Sahesian. You know, you've seen her deal with some shit. You actually see a bit of fear jump across her eyes as she goes, "Unfortunately, the doc will do what the doc does. I will do my best to keep him in control."
What's your doctor's name?
Mr. Stitchman.
I knew where this was going a million miles away.
That's great. I love it.
I feel like I owe Greg Schreiber money.
It's my IP. I can do with it what he wants.
Well, it's his IP now. Oh, that's great.
Oh, wonderful.
I'd like to meet your doctor.
Certainly, that can be arranged.
This is not also me stroking Gary's.
I can assist. I can assist.
I was really hoping you guys were just gonna let that go and not make me play him.
I can assist him. I have some training in medicine if he needs any help with that. I've been looking at the other one we had.
Wonderful. We will speak first, and then you all can go and speak to the doctor.
Okay.
Wonderful. Follow me. She kind of looks at Samson. He goes, "Captain?"
I look at Trev and I say, "You want a hat, dude?"
No, I don't want to. I'm scared for a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
She marches her way up the gangplank, kind of gesturing at you all to follow. Samson kind of stays behind for a bit, kind of looking at all of you.
And I shouted at him. It's like, "It's all right, dude. You did a good job. I think you did your best."
I flip him the bird as we walk away.
This guy, forget this guy. He tried.
Mean.
You fought and defended your ship. You're cool.
And what about you guys? The three people in the camera, what are you guys doing? Are you guys just following along, or?
Yeah, I'm just ignoring the stupidity and hoping she ignores it too.
Hey,
Not you.
So stupid.
Nick?
What?
Are you guys just following along, or are you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else I would do.
I don't know. You're a rogue. You could turn invisible and go do some dumb stuff at some point.
Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't do that on this boat.
Just making sure. And you guys stroll onto the main deck of the dreadnought. You see that while on the outside it looked kind of like a floating city, the top part is similar but very much constructed as a boat. There are two main cabins at either side, one of which looks more of like a mess hall or a canteen, and another that leads to a series is what Bonnie is leading you towards, and more of a captain's quarters. You see a number of different ways to get below decks where you assume the rest of kind of the action of the ship takes place. The main deck of the ship is actually relatively clean. There's not a lot of crew around, past a few people carrying buckets to go clean various areas. The masts of the ship, while massive, don't look like they've been used very often. It would appear that the dreadnought is not accustomed to sailing. It's more of a get it to a place and let it sit for a while, as opposed to a like genuinely sailing ship.
Gotcha.
You see, just give me a second. You see 4 individuals at both sides of the ship as well. All 4 are in gray robes and are staring off into the distance, muttering small chants beneath their breath. So,
How much is the ship rocking?
not particularly much.
Cool.
This is the most stable you have felt. It
So
honestly
I feel
feels like ground.
Don't rock the boat, baby.
It feels like this boat in particular was created to last things like typhoons and hurricanes. Yes, nicely Johnson over here. As she leads you guys towards the captain's quarters, you see a couple other groups of people kind of coming up and about. Some who are tending ship in various ways, cleaning some cannons, mopping some deck. You see a few built more for carrying supplies onto some of the smaller ships that have also come up and ported next to the main ship. And you also see 3 individuals, one in a very long black trench coat, one in a kind of a red, very dapper sort of vest, and another who is kind of nondescript, but a little shady looking, who are more geared for war, as they laden with swords and one with a great axe as well, as they head for one of the smaller ships. Bonnie kind of leads you all past this into the captain's quarters. You guys find a very nice, lush captain quarters. It's very much a show of wealth sort of thing. Velvet on a lot of the surfaces, a very comfy rug on the floor, a number of easy chairs that she sort of gestures you all to, and a very grand oak desk that she kind of situates herself behind. Still standing. Her gestures you all to take a seat.
Okay.
I take it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Next, you fall into this thing. Like, it's just, this is like a goddamn swimming pool of plush to you.
Nick's
I'm gonna try.
What's that?
Oh, I said Nix's, please.
Okay. And she sort of looks over all of you and kind of looks at you, Malman, and goes, Mr. Oceanwrath, these are a different group from what you were traveling with before.
I'd say.
Much,
No way, though.
much more motley, I would say.
I'm going to choose to take that as a compliment.
Well, last time it was 2 humans, a dwarf, and a half-elf. This seems to be a bit more varied.
Lively, I'd say.
So, what passage do you require on my vessels?
We're heading north, correct?
West. East.
West.
East.
East, west, north, and
One
south.
direction or another.
Wrong cardinal direction.
Yes.
We are heading.
East. Into the typhoon.
We want to go towards the typhoon.
That's a bad idea.
We'll see about that.
If we told you that Typhoon was his dad, other than
Would you
dismissing
believe
that
me?
completely out of hand, would you that help?
Well, I would traditionally dismiss it completely out of hand.
But
But you know that this guy's crazy, right?
No, I think you're all insane. Why would you ever want to conscript one of my ships into flying into the typhoon?
I have daddy issues. That is definitely an attempt to not to persuade, but to like
ease the tension.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. To ease the tension is where I'm going with this.
She actually looks at you, Nix.
Yeah.
He goes, "You seem the most reasonable here. Is this actually true?"
As in, are you asking if he's lying that his dad is Typhoon?
Any of it? Please tell me he's lying.
He's not.
Joyful.
Yeah.
Mr. Oceanwrath. Apologies, I actually did not catch all of your names.
That's my. I apologize. I introduced it.
Okay. He goes, well, welcome onto the dreadnought. Find yourself at home while you're here. Don't do anything dumb, and we won't have a problem.
We might have a problem.
Don't start with that, Mr. Oceanwrath. Have you ever done negotiations in your life?
Yes, but I couldn't tell you about how well they go. Or how well they have went.
You know, that's actually fairly reasonable. So, you're lucky I owe you a favor. If I didn't, you would have been shot and thrown into the deep already.
Wow, that harsh?
That already almost happened to one of them.
I'm just staring.
Listen,
it was cool.
I know
that.
that I'm a lot to handle, and sometimes my friends can be too, but it's always for a good reason.
Well, as you don't seem to be with the friend who tried to sleep with me last time, we are already on better ground.
What if I told you Yeah.
Oh, wait, I didn't know. I wouldn't know. We were told all the stories, so I would have known that Farron would do that. He died once.
He died me.
I was going to say, what would you do if the last mission that involved rescuing? Said individual.
You don't say that.
But I'm not going to.
Okay. I like where I went.
Yeah.
So
that's dead.
So that's already a step in the right direction.
Sure.
Yes, Miss Blackfire, you said?
Yes. We're heading there because we've been told that a number of merchant ships have disappeared. It's why we were initially investigating your vessel. We were going around asking, seeing who knew if there's anything going on. The path that your associates had told us was similar, and we wanted to see if there was anyone who had heard anything about them going missing.
I had 2 of my vessels actually disappear as well, so I have a vested interest in it. They vanished slightly more to the north, though, very far away from the Typhoon.
Well, multiple. We've got a lot of places to go. They just happen to be similar.
The Typhoon isn't the cause, necessarily.
Well, as I don't sanction any of my ships to fly into it, I would agree.
Your ships have you ever heard of Gibraltar? The Gibraltar, something like that.
Myths, folk songs.
Do tell.
Anything at all? Because I mean,
they say that the Yellow Death comes on the Gibraltar.
I'm sorry. Did you say Yellow Death?
Yellow Death.
Flying
yes.
Black Death?
Flying Black Death. That sounds very tacky.
Yeah, that's okay.
I thought so too.
Just the like memory thing was the yellow, or the whatever the hell they're called, the gift things. What color was their skin again?
Vaguely light blue.
All right, never mind. I was like,
what were they wearing?
Black.
Okay. All right, well, then forget it. That has nothing to do with this.
What color were the wyverns?
The wyverns were just dull brown, kind of scaly.
Wyvern colors.
Yeah. Dragon-esque, Rathian color.
Nice. But yeah, so one of the folks that attacked the ship we were on said that it was with the Gibraltar, and the Gibraltar was coming and trying to assimilate or something. So it might be real. And if something's disappearing and something weird and unreal is trying to assimilate things, it doesn't sound good.
Well, the stories that I heard was the Flying Gibraltar, a ship that would fly through the breaks in the clouds, land in the ocean, and ships would vanish along with them. If a ship ran around the Gibraltar, they were never spoken of again.
Sounds like that might be a real thing.
How did the story spread?
No idea.
You know, that's a thing that has always bothered me about these questions.
Yeah.
This is Morgan out of.
No,
chat.
I feel you.
Somebody got probed once and then told the story.
What if I told you that in this world there's a narrative justification for that? She just doesn't know it.
Cool.
The truth is out there.
It's possible that they could go between planes.
Ever heard of the knife alien?
Well, getting between planes is kind of not in my wheelhouse.
That was not Star Trek.
It's close enough in this case. Well, the actions of planar people are not really my strong suit. I kind of handle the oceans.
No, but that might explain why they can disappear if they're.
Ma'am, you're asking a lot of questions that you're asking the wrong person.
Okay.
Regardless, if this thing said it's from the Gibraltar, A, it's lying to you, I would assume. And B, it's probably just some whacked out fiend of some kind that has just made its way to this plane and is playing around.
I believe it.
He wasn't lying.
I did cast Stone of Truth.
It wasn't capable.
It wasn't capable of lying.
We know that it was capable of lying. We know that it saved out of character.
The second one, not the first one. The first one also said he's from the Gibraltar.
Yes, but he didn't mention anything about the goals and all that kind of stuff.
No. Well, can't really speak much to the wills of a dead man, nor the fanciful plays of magic. You never really know what goes wrong with that crap.
Am I? Marleman is definitely trying to see if something is up. Let's say, is she hiding something from me? Lucky for me, my insight is fairly.
You always forget that.
All right. Fairly all right.
However,
have not been 15 plus 7. What up?
Let's go have a chat.
Whisper.
Do.
7 miles.
He can kind of hear you.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna sit here and look at Twitter.
And we'll dig into his avatar.
Okay. Not hear anything.
Sorcerer.
I actually don't even think it's necessarily. I don't think it's necessary for me to even share that.
No.
So I won't.
She kind of looks over at all of you and says, well, we will see what Doc comes up with, and then we will find you your ship. I am much due to your past assistance to my cause. I will certainly lend you a ship to go and investigate the disappearances in the north. The Typhoon, on the other hand, I have to strongly advise you against.
Could you stop us from going?
I mean,
Rather,
I can
not
stop
could.
you from.
Would you? I'm sorry.
I can stop you from stealing one of my ships, most certainly. Also, she kind of looks across the room as she says that and catches Nick's eye. I believe at least one person in your party may have an issue with you stealing a ship from me.
Ironically, the person to be best at it.
Team?
And
I mean, we gotta do something here. Like, we have
Can't just stop.
We have a task. I mean, if you're losing ships as well,
Yeah,
if
this
we
could be
try
better.
to, if we work to help you deal with that or investigate that, after we do that, I mean, you will be benefiting from it. Would it be, or would you then find some idiots that work for you that are crazy enough to come along with us?
How about this? If you all can solve the issue of the disappearing ships, if you can discover what it is and bring one of them back to me.
The ships or the cause?
The cargo.
Okay.
fair enough.
Then that will be 2 favors I owe you.
Transporter ass.
And
Works
2
for me.
favors may be enough to get you a ship through the Typhoon.
All right. What about 1.5?
Is there
1.5 favors is enough to get you shot.
All right. Oh man, what the hell's 1 favor? Where are we at now?
I've been shot. It's not that bad.
Is there anything on your cargo to distinguish it as yours in case it's not in case the ships themselves are gone, but the cargo is still somewhere?
We have a lot of details we got to hash out here.
Yeah.
Not particularly. We use the same black barrels for produce that everywhere else does, and we could use it.
Okay.
I can't imagine that produce is what you want here. There has to be something more valuable than that if that's what you specifically want here.
Roll an insight check. What'd you roll?
That's my second one of the night.
You don't get much of anything?
That's my second one of the night. I say that out loud.
Oh, I know.
Like,
when you say that, as you say it, you suddenly are just struck with this idea of like, man, I probably shouldn't test this pirate captain and whatever they want, whatever's in those barrels, we're just going to bring it back, whatever it is. It doesn't really matter, does it? This is what a 1 gets you. I apologize.
That's fine.
You change your own.
And insight is technically not at all the skill you would use there, but I buy that.
No, it's more you can't read anything off her, so your own mind
like,
does
just
something.
Saying that out loud is a thing like that would be a different thing completely.
Yeah. As she kind of looks at you and goes, well, ships need produce, people need things to eat, and we rely on those ships to keep this dreadnought floating.
All right.
2 of those going missing means less food here and less comfort for my crew.
All right,
I like that food.
When did these ships disappear?
Within 3 months.
Okay. So it's not about the produce.
Whatever, man. She said it is. I'm fine.
I mean, we already
I don't care either way.
Yeah, who am I to say not?
Very well.
But yeah,
I
don't
will
know if we
have
have a plan here, though.
I will put together a plan. I'll put together a crew.
Are we going to be a bait ship kind of thing?
Yes.
All right.
We are going to send you out first in an outrigger and send another ship behind you, about a half a day's journey behind you. If you go missing, then they'll know that you guys got picked up as well. We'll be able to search the area. If you don't go missing and are able to take whatever it is down, then we'll have a ship to come back to us to inform us of your victory.
Fantastic. I like it.
Okay.
Do you have anything that you can communicate ship to ship?
At least not on the small outrigger. Samson and I have a connection that we can use. However, that is only on the Adagio.
I can always send a message. So.
So I'll have someone take you down to speak with the doc, and then you will all find beddings and rest and supplies, and you all can get sailed tomorrow during the day.
She's good at plans. This must be why she's the captain.
Any issues?
Thank you for your hospitality, Captain.
Miss Blackfire, you seem to have something on the tip of your tongue.
No, I was agreeing to what Zai said.
Very well. Please find your way out of my office. I will have someone meet with you in a second.
All right. Do I sense any hidden doors?
Yes. Like
sweet.
Like several. 4 of them.
I'm not going to do anything about that. I just wanted some.
That's just you can ask that question and I have to give you an answer.
That's right.
Yes, you sense like 4 of them.
So I'm not going to try and find those to find my way out of this room because I don't want to get killed. I just really was curious.
And she kind of gestures at all of you to exit, please, and settles in behind her desk. You guys find your way back out on the main desk, and a younger sailor standing there, kind of tapping his heel, looking at all of you, and says, "Right, so I'm to bring you below decks to where the doc's got that weird shit, right?"
Pretty much.
Wonderful. Follow me. He begins to lead you down one of the pathways down the ship. The ship below deck is even larger, it seems, than the ship above deck. This is much more dense and densely populated. There's crew running all over the place. You find very large cabins that operate as storefronts, like small shops that people can use on the picking up their weight that they can use their wages on. Mm-hmm. Essentially, Dom, whatever you're doing, knock it off.
Stop it. They're telling me to tell you to stop.
Dom, if you have your 50 Shades wig on, I am so disappointed in you.
No, he was not. He was dancing like an idiot. It was great.
Oh, good.
Honey, I'm sorry.
We'll do it in front of a green screen. That way people can GIF it forever.
Yeah, go use that dancing to make money. Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Sorry, he was very distracting.
Yes. For those of you that's done a bit of
working in the middle of the kitchen.
Oh, good. Oh, good. those of you who've done a bit of U.S. history and heard of company stores, it's very similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the company gives you wages, and you spend those wages at the company store.
Yep.
But you also see saloons and bars underneath as well as bunkhouses and apartments. Almost, no more than 2 levels high, built in between the upper and the lower deck of the ship. But this is almost a bustling infrastructure down here. The guide kind of leads you through these throngs of seamen as you head lower below deck.
Also,
as you head lower deck, and I will.
in the evening. Violence is broken out.
As you guys head below deck, the third deck seems to be much quieter. This seems to be more of the cargo hold. You see barrels full of different substances as you walk, some cracked open, some not. You see just stacks and stacks of munitions, as well as just crates that have not been opened. And he leads you through this mess of boxes. Oh, are you guys muted?
No.
Okay. As he leads you guys through this to a small cabin that has been built into this lower deck inside this storeroom. And you can smell as you approach this very floral, very relaxing smell as you get close. And a weird haze seems to hover just outside the door.
Shit.
Do I recognize
the doors?
It smells like dank.
It smells like that.
We're gonna catch
dank.
contact from this room.
Oh.
It's like hood slam in
I
there.
am there.
The guide kind of points at the closed door and says, "You'll find the doc in there. He'll give her whatever you want.
That kind of stuff.
Head back upstairs through the path that I just took you, and I'll bring you to the bunkhouses, and you guys can bunk down from
Thank you.
The guide sort of nods at you all and takes off as you all stand outside this closed door to this dank room.
Oh yeah.
You would hear mild rustling and shuffling inside of something. Who wants to know?
I will.
All right, Phaedra or Marleman?
Phaedra does.
Phaedra nods. Phaedra, you step up to the door and kind of give a sharp knock, and you hear from inside, "Yes?"
Oh Christ.
My boy.
Is this the doctor?
"Yes, this is Doctor. How can I help you?"
We were told we could come help you. Wait, was the body already brought down, or are we bringing the body to him?
The body has been brought down.
Okay. We came to help you investigate the strange creature that was brought to you this morning.
"Ah, yes, the creature. Let me get the door." At which point the door kind of slides open. It doesn't really swing. It's more of like a push door.
Gary, what does this doctor look like?
He is a small halfling-looking gentleman, long black robe, kind of tufts of gray hair. Oh, damn it. Of gray hair, kind of pushing off to the back, as well as a long beak-like face with goggles for eyes, blackly stitched, as it is a plague doctor's mask affixed to the front of this character's face.
Is there anything coming out of the mask?
There are small little puffs of smoke exiting out of the two sides of the mask. Very lithe halfling kind of looks at you and goes,
"One of those."
"Yes, the creature, follow me. And he begins to walk inside the room
Okay.
This dude is stoned off his ass.
all the time.
All the time.
You guys kind of enter the room to find that the creature with the hole in its head laid out on a table. Its chest cavity has been pulled apart and is kind of nailed down with nails onto this wooden table. The skin has been pulled. A variety of
like a frog.
there are a variety of very odd instruments at either parts as well, kind of rusty bone saws as well as small scissors here and there. As the doc makes his way to the table and goes, "It's a very interesting creature, isn't it? Yes."
Oh, I see the bone saws already.
Yes.
Waste no time, Doc.
I also took a look at another one that we had on our ship, and I show him some.
Number 2!
I show him some sketches that I did when we were investigating the other one on the ship.
Number 2, and Steve only gets 1!
Well,
Samson, you want to give me the other.
yeah, Samson made us throw one overboard.
They're dangerous things.
Supposedly
You hear very long from inside the mask.
Excuse me, doctor?
Yes?
Doctor I've ever met.
Is that healthy?
It keeps me focused.
Good. I was waiting for you to say something along the lines of, "It's okay, friend.
I am a
I
doctor.
am a doctor."
No, I know.
Look that you're just Dr. Trex
yeah.
way.
Any snacks there or something?
Stitch keep no food in the room. Food
It's unsanitary.
compromised
Sure.
the situation.
And the smoke didn't. Okay.
Now then, the creature. Stitch has opened her so far.
Oh,
her?
I'm
I
assuming
rolled
it's a
very
her
well.
because there's a slit in the bottom and no balls.
Oh my god. Fair assumption.
presumably, yeah. Okay.
Listen, gender is a
Man, I don't even know
Sex is
what this is, much less how any of it works.
Mhm.
Well, that's the odd thing. So, Stitch has prepped the body and opened her up. I assume it's to her, at least. I don't.
Sure.
Stitch doesn't.
For now.
So, Stitch opened her up, and I find this. And he kind of slams his fist into the rib-like carapace in the front. It doesn't move much, but it does make a very dull thud. Now, Stitch has been attempting to get through this with his instruments for the past 20 minutes, but nothing will open it. It's I can take the saw. Look, he picks up a saw and he like digs it into the ribs, but it just sort of deflects off to either way.
Is it like a hard object?
Ah, so the bone saw is not ready.
No, the bone saw is unfortunately not ready.
I turned.
Didn't
I
detect
pointed
anything
at Cubs.
magical about these creatures, so
Possibly.
You want to have at it, big guy?
Please.
I mean, I've never really done surgical work with this thing. It's tough.
I believe.
How
you.
did you opened one up earlier? How did you find what was underneath it?
Did she?
I did.
I was gonna say, did I even open? I don't think I did. I'm trying to remember what I
I
actually
thought
did.
you cut open the wyvern.
No, I.
No,
I
he had skinned the wyvern. You had physically inspected it and discovered all the organs in the back via like manual feeling.
Mhm,
You hadn't like vivisected this thing.
mhm.
Jesus Christ. And I'll try.
Yeah, I tell him that.
So she.
So you're telling me that the front is in the back and the back is in the front.
Yes.
Kinda.
It's all right. And you see this very small halfling attempt to turn the body over.
Hold on. Can I like try to cut through this thing? No, I want to see if I can.
Certainly.
All right, I want to try it. I want to.
Roll a strength check.
I want to use magic.
Oh, what do you want to use as
I
magic?
want to magic up my sword and try and just like run it across with.
Okay.
This is so
Roll a
dumb.
dexterity check
Okay,
with
I have a feeling-
disadvantage.
I have a feeling this is gonna be good.
I'm in.
All right, I mean whatever. I've done dumber.
Are you using
things.
fire, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them are 11, so that's a 13 in both of them.
Okay. You don't crush it, at least. As you make like a
Just go try to run it across it, but
Just
it's
like-
heavy, so it's not easy.
just and the ribs take quite a bit of it. But you do see the burn leave a path.
All right.
And Steve kind of looks at it and goes, Aggress!
Hey, anybody know like magic that might be able to like slash through something?
Wait. Steve has an idea. And you see him run to one side of the room and come back with a straight up hammer and
Do you have a
chisel.
magical bone saw?
Wait.
No, he just has a hammer and a chisel.
Before you do it, do you think it's the fire that's doing the effect?
Who knows? But we don't know until we open it.
Sure. Go on, big guy.
He kind of puts the chisel in the groove that the fire made and smacks it with the hammer. You all hear this very thickening as the ribs bow inward.
How you doing over there, buddy?
As he kind of pulls, as he kind of pulls it back and goes, "Ah, that worked."
I helped. I said,
One more
I feel
hit.
bad that I helped.
One more hit, and he kind of puts it down at the bottom, and you hear a very long,
Oh lordy.
and then
That's in my boy.
as the ribs kind of bow inward. As he kind of pulls the pieces of the ribs apart to look underneath it. Those of you who with the stronger stomachs, namely Trev and Phaedra, and Sai as well.
Not me!
Aramil, Nyx, and Marleman, I assume you guys are standing a little bit further away from the table.
Yep. I heard the crunch of a rib and decided to, let's say, walk closer towards the door.
Aramil?
Yeah.
And or trash can on the floor.
I was hesitant to even come down here. Just hack it away like that.
Okay, and
Nyx?
Nyx?
My con's pretty high.
Yeah, that's cool.
And Nyx?
Nyx is a little green, but is still in the room.
Okay.
And is also nauseous.
The three of you who are around the table see Stitch kind of push these ribs aside to show a very long spine that actually sits there. Phaedra, you hadn't noticed this before because it was covered by the ribbed white carapace.
Sketching.
And yeah, the spine seems to run in the front of the body from kind of neck to navel. Stitch sort of looks at it and kind of lifts it a bit, like tries to pull it. And he goes, "This creature is very odd, yes."
Yeah, that's a good description. Yeah.
He's just never seen something like this. Its back's its front.
Yeah.
For sure.
Did you turn its head around and not tail Stitch? This has happened before.
No, we suspect it's not from this plane of existence.
Plane of existence, say.
Mm-hmm.
Stitch is confused.
Do it. You've been hitting that dank too hard, bro.
What is dank?
That icky. that.
He looks at you by the door and sort of holds up some of the innards and goes, "Icky."
No, that sticky icky. That.
Well, these are quite sticky. And he throws them at you.
No. I need to dex save on this.
Does an 18 beat your AC?
Nat 20.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
That I see him grab a thing and I see him about to huck that. Dog, I am like paying the fuck attention.
You hit the deck super hard.
Yeah.
As this bit of ichor kind of flies over you.
And then I would argue sticks to the door because he did say it was sticky.
Oh yes, it does. Like no slide, just sort of a hang.
Good.
This sort of greenish blob of flesh and weird shit.
Dog just flicked a boogie at me.
Basically,
it's not like caustic or anything.
No.
Eventually there will be a hole in the door, but for now I'm not worried about it.
Later.
When we tried interrogating it, it was speaking some kind of language none of us really understood.
Well, that would make sense, as it doesn't have vocal cords.
It doesn't have vocal cords?
What?
At least not. And Stitch kind of
right, the one we were looking at didn't have a head. That can be hard to...
Oh, it did have a head, eventually.
Yeah.
For a bit there. He sort of manipulates the head and neck a bit, and you can see where a voice box would live attached to the esophagus. There's just nothing.
It did talk.
It kind of talked.
I mean, you can make sounds without a voice box.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't. It was really hard to understand. So.
I mean, for some of us.
Sorry?
I mean, it was definitely it was speaking a language. I don't know what it was, but I could understand it kind of. So it could do something.
Stitch will need to spend more time with this.
For sure.
Very odd creature.
Sure.
Obviously, I don't think you need me to tell you that it seems very magical. The thing was telling me that it could be that its masters or whatever could find it, but it did say we needed to keep it alive so that could happen. You might not have to worry about it, but you should probably know.
Something to consider.
I don't know if you could figure. I doubt you could figure out, not because of you, because it's crazy, how it could be magically tracked by something. But
when you say the word crazy, you actually see Stitch lift the mask away from his face, and you see this very old halfling, very pale, with like a very interesting ring of sunburn around his face. A very small kind of whiskers and beard, and a very long pointed nose. Sort of looks at you and goes, "Crazy! Stitch, he's crazy."
Well, sure, but this is like, this is a different kind. Like, I think I got a handle on you. I don't know how to understand this thing. Maybe you can.
Each will try.
Good luck.
Kind of put the mask back on. Probably very long. Okay. He's going to spend more time with the creature. Please stop in next time you're on the board.
Okay, we'll do.
Sure. Tell Lilo we said hi. And let's get the fuck out of here.
Who is she?
Never mind.
She's family.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
And you all make your way out of the doctor's room. Kind of shut the door behind you. You hear more clattering and moving about as you go. You make your way back through the third deck. Some of you very appreciative of the not clammy, smoked up air. And you make your way back up to the lower deck. The guide is waiting there for you. And says, "All right, so I've been told to bring you to the barracks, or to the apartments. We'll have bed chambers for you there. It's attached to a bar, so do what you will. Captain says you ship out in 12 hours.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Do what you will. I'll show you there. Go to sleep. Get some drinks. Rest up. Captain says she'll speak to you in the morning before you go. And enjoy your stay on the dreadnought."
Awesome.
Okay.
Lead you over to a set of the larger apartments that you had seen kind of situated in the back. You guys find a number of apartments set aside for yourself. One with 3 beds, another with 3 beds as well. It's attached. It's on the upper floor of this very bustling, what looks like a bar or a saloon. But he doesn't leave you in that entrance. Leads you in a side entrance up to the rooms. You guys kind of drop your stuff. He sort of gives you a quick point around of things of just like, here's the bathroom. Downstairs the bar. If you want to go buy something, there's a store over there, but be careful.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Let's be careful.
Okay.
You're on a boat full of pirates. Be careful.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Besides that, have a good evening.
Thanks, bro.
Sort of makes his way out.
I'm gonna go explore.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So you want to go cause some trouble?
Oh no.
Let's go.
All right. Trev?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna hang with Nyx.
Nix, what do you have to say about 3 of your party members saying if they're going to go cause trouble?
I would ask that they not cause trouble. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really like the idea of trouble right now, but I do want to look around.
Yeah, you can look around, but just remember that if we cause trouble, we are literally on a boat surrounded by people that would kill us, with nowhere to go.
We won't get crazy, don't worry.
Understood.
Armel, what do you want to do?
I think I might try to go hit what that doctor's having.
Oh, yeah.
Does that at least see?
You still have a bunch of that dream weed?
Yeah, you have your weed, remember.
Do I just do I know what it is? Do I know it's the dreamweed?
No, it's not dreamweed. It just by the smell and being around it for a bit, it's traditional halfling pipeweed. It is a bit of a hallucinogen, but it's not like, it's not smoking crack like you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But it's just like regular evening pipeweed.
Okay. Can I just try to convince him to let me take one hit off that mask, see what it's like,
Sure. We'll get to you in a second, then. Yours is going to be a whole different ballgame.
Awesome.
Well, Phaedra and Nyx, what are you guys going to get up to?
Guess we could go shopping. Carefully.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind exploring. I just don't want to. Maybe I should go with the people exploring because
I feel like I would like if Nyx looks this worried, I would clarify like I have no intention of actually causing trouble, and I really don't think he does that.
I think Trev knows how to keep those two from dying.
I'm not actually going to cause trouble.
See, you say that, Marlon.
Little trouble.
I don't plan to get caught.
You know that Marleman cares about us a lot. This guy, I'm not so sure, but Marleman. Anyway, I'm gonna try to not let anybody cause real trouble. We're just gonna go see what this is a giant cool ship.
Yeah.
Let's go explore. See what we can find.
All right.
Cool.
So the 5 of you stick together as RML goes to head off to go talk to the doc about some of his good. The 5 of you make your way downstairs, first to the saloon, just to see what's going on. It's a rowdy place for 5 or 6 in the morning. Plenty of patrons coming in and out, some of them deep in their cups, some of them just beginning. As it is a ship that kind of operates 24 hours, there are people just kind of doing whatever. And especially as it is below decks away from the sun, no one really gives a shit. You guys kind of peek in, look around. You see some people playing a card game in the corner. You see a couple of men arm wrestling as well. Men and women, I should say. It's not just men. It's actually primarily female. From the quick cursory glance around at some of the ranking systems that you can see, some of it follows traditional nautical ranking systems, stars and whatnot. Some of it's just kind of basic. It's that one.
I couldn't tell. I thought it might have been mine.
No, it's not. You see a lot of high-ranking officers happen to be women on the ship. You don't see a lot of officers who are men. But regardless, you kind of peek in the saloon. You see card games. You see beers. You see arm wrestling.
He was asking me how much trouble we wanted.
I know. I'm letting you guys discuss as characters. No, I'm good.
No,
you guys are at the saloon.
It was both in and out of character.
You guys are at the saloon. You can keep moving.
I definitely go into the saloon.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get a lay of the land here.
Okay.
Like trying to figure out scoping out the people in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Which ones are the lonely ones, which ones are the regulars, which ones are the drunkards, etc.
Yeah.
Things like that, right?
It's
also trying to get a good thought on on the bartender.
Gotcha. It's a long bar in the back. There's a couple different bartenders.
I walk up to the bar.
Okay.
I'm with them.
You see at either ends, you see kind of older sailors who are very deep in their cups. These are people who might be retired from active pirating, so they're sort of here.
What do you do with them?
They drink.
What are they drinking?
Are you asking the bartender or?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's RP out this bartender initiation conversation real quick.
Sure.
I lean in and I'm looking for a drink. This is me sliding up to the bar, putting my hands on the table, making a somewhat of a bang noise to try to get attention.
And we a drink, bartender.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going. You're with us too, right?
I would actually have a different plan.
Okay, cool. Honest. That's cool.
I'm very interested in the card games.
Hey.
A kind of burly dwarf kind of walks over to you.
Like? Yeah.
The burly, long-bearded dwarf, kind of salt and pepper beard. Not very well, kind of a bit tangly.
Okay.
Not really braided like you've seen a lot of dwarven beards.
Okay.
Seen a lot of dwarven beards.
I mean,
so.
you spent a lot of time at Jerusalem, so yes, you have. Sort of makes his way to you and goes, "Hey, boy, what do you want?"
What do they have?
The old guys. Whiskey. All right. Reaches below the bar, pulls out a bright red bottle of something, kind of pours it into a dusty glass and passes it at you. Puts it on the bar. 2 gold.
So I've been standing behind them and like looking over at the cart.
You could.
I mean, it's appreciated.
I mean, like, is that the common vernacular in this case?
4
this
gold.
Is the lore. What did you order?
What was that?
4 gold.
For my drink?
Yeah, it's a slow escalation. I assume you guys are on the same tab. The more you drink, the more you pay.
Sorry, that's not quite how that works, sir.
No, you start off small, you end big. That way you don't end up like those fucks. And he kind of points at the two fucks at the end of the bar.
No, I actually turn
In that
around
case, we're
from,
in
like,
separate tabs.
Yeah, I turn around
separate
from
tabs,
trying
2
to
gold.
like admire the distant card games and stuff, and then by hearing him talk about that, I actually am like, by the way, I've really always wanted to know, what do you do with a drunken sailor?
Kind of looks at you. It just goes, well, traditionally we send them to bed.
Because that joke doesn't exist, Craig. Good job.
You would know!
What do you do with the drunken sailor? And he was promptly
You
responded
give me a
with,
real answer.
we kicked him out, sir.
Yeah.
Fuck. I love that kind of. Okay.
So 2 gold. It's transaction happens.
I drink it. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have
It's-
one of my own as well.
It's
but
harsh.
Oh.
I mean,
What do you do? Like pour me like a double? Like what are you talking here?
No, it's just bad whiskey.
It's just bad whiskey.
And it's polite, so I'll have one of my own, and then ask him, like, I mean, what do these guys are like? I'm interested in the card game, so
Okay.
I'll ask him, like, oh, what are they playing over there?
You see 2 different card games going on. You see one that looks very similar to blackjack. You know, it's sort of a high card wins sort of situation.
All right.
And then another one that's a card game you've never seen before. It is played with a combination of both dice and cards. And there seems to be a lot of rolling on the die, predicting a number, and then guessing what the card is going to come up with.
All right.
Like an up the river, down the river kind of situation?
Yes. You've literally never seen that game before.
Cool.
But it does look very interesting.
Yeah. I want to
The bartender kind of goes, well, they're just playing Flip It.
Oh, right. I'm gonna try that.
Which is the blackjack looking card game. And the bartender points to the other ones and goes, and they're playing Rollers.
Ooh. Are there good looking women at either of them?
The person running the game of Rollers is a relatively good looking high ranking officer.
Cool.
Oh boy. Do they tend to like teach new people how to play? I kind of want to.
Certainly. We get new sailors all the time.
Cool.
Sure.
I also want to give this dude 2 gold for whatever, for the same drink. And
Yeah.
Still the same rough whiskey. Phaedra, Nix,
Sure.
what are you guys doing? You're also at this saloon if you want to be.
Yeah. Can I have your strongest whiskey?
Strong stuff.
Mhm.
Not the crap stuff.
I'm a tiefling. It helps.
Can tell. But he reaches below the bar and pulls out this bright blue bottle, as opposed to the red that these guys are drinking.
Okay.
Pours it in a much cleaner glass, and slides it over to you. 5 gold.
Okay.
It was actually paid. Whereas theirs is rough, and by rough I mean rough to drink.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of burns the whole way in. This is rough in the you take a sip and it feels like someone punched you in the nose. The flavor is good, but it is a thick, like bourbon-like substance. There's a very strong taste of molasses to it as well, and it's delicious, but it is heavy.
Huh. Okay. I was looking more for like a more fiery, burning kind of acidic.
I mean, if you want the acidic, you can. If you want the acidic, I can pour you some of the rough.
I'll let me finish this one first, and then I'll have that. Yeah.
Okay. On your second sip, I need you to make a Constitution check.
Sure.
Because you all can put away 1 whiskey and not be drunk. You 3.
20.
20. You've drank in your time. You know, you're not a drunk, and you're not like a heavy drinker by any means. But you've had drinks here and there. After 2 sips of this whiskey, you feel looser than you should, but you don't feel drunk.
Okay.
At this point, the dwarf is kind of looking at you, going, all right. And you, small one. Nix, you can't even see over the bar. You can't even see the bar, but underneath the usual, like the little lip that the bar itself sits on, you see this groove that runs underneath the bottom, where you could see a pair of dwarven eyes sort of looking at you through.
I was gonna offer if she wanted to come up top, but that also works.
I'm good. I weigh like 40 pounds top.
Respect. If you want something, just come and ask. We always serve the small folk here.
Thanks.
What?
Always serve a small folk.
Yeah, we always serve the small folk.
Nice.
I'm a dwarf. What do you expect?
Some Tom Bodette shit right there.
Okay. Oh, always keep a light on. Anyway. So, are you going over to the card game?
Yeah.
Which one?
The cooler looking one.
Rollers?
Yeah, I'm with him.
All right.
What's
two
the
head over-
blackjack?
It's he just called it flip it.
Flip it. Okay. Thank you.
Flip it good.
Flip it just seems like Flip it sounds like one of those like kids like tabletop games you'd see in a Target.
Yeah, kind of. Well, you guys head over to the rollers table. Actually, that reminds me. Actually, if we're gonna do this, I need a deck of cards. Do you have one here?
Do you have a deck
Spin
of
it.
cards?
Thank you.
Yes.
I was about to say. I don't think I have mine on me.
I think
I should, but it's like very.
I don't have a regular pack of cards. So.
I mean, it's fine.
I
Either way.
have a beautiful pack of cards actually.
Oh yes, you do. I have a gorgeous deck of cards. Thank you. Do you mind shuffling that for?
Oh, you want someone else for that shit?
You
Who
should
can-
keep a good
who
eye
can
on what
shut-
those are.
Who could shuffle
I can
good?
shuffle. Here.
Oh, those are cool.
I can one of the blackjack casino.
Yeah. Yep.
What
Okay,
kind
those
of
are my
cards
from the
are
fancy six cards.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Thanks.
You'll notice the Joker is Kafka.
Oh, they're okay.
Yes.
Yeah. The woman running the game of rollers looks over at you two approaching and just kind of goes, "Now the people in the deck,
Absolutely.
you all know how to play."
What's the buy-in? No, I don't
No.
actually.
They're brand new cards, man.
I know.
They're slippery as all hell.
I've actually bought these a while ago and never used them. because
52
they just-
pickup.
She sort of looks at you two and goes, "The buy-in is a gold. Ramps up every round. The longer you stay, the longer you pay. It's the ship has a policy. The longer you indulge in indulgence, the more it costs you. That way, you're kind of shooed away from the situation."
None of them
All right.
are rigid.
Um,
Other side.
no, that doesn't look like it. I think you're good.
Didn't get that far.
The way you play, take two die, 6-sided die. You put them in the cup and you roll them. Then you just simply guess if the card you flip will be either A, color, or B, high or low. If you get the color right, red or black, then you win the pot. Easy enough. If you bet the high or low, you win triple the pot.
So higher or lower than the number we roll?
Correct.
Can you bet both?
No.
Okay.
Is this supposed to be a special card?
It's a 2.
That's a 2.
This is VI.
That's a 6.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
That's in here that is
It's
that.
Final Fantasy
That's
6 cards. I
Just
don't know
give
what
me
you
the
want. They're weird.
Yeah, there's only one in here that's like
Are you
that.
sure?
That's why.
It's probably not
Yeah.
one.
What, do you find the other 6s?
Are there 3 other 6s?
Oh, that's a good question. I didn't check that. One.
Because if we're not going to use it, then we're not gonna use it. It could just be really cool.
3. No, that's it. It's just
Very
3.
Okay.
It's the 4th 6.
I don't know what suit it is.
It's the 6 of yellows.
It's the 6 of...
Who cares? It is. Did you see 2 reds or 2 blacks?
Oh, it's probably Diamond.
Then yes. So it's the
Yeah,
star.
I think it's diamond.
It is technically red.
Either way.
It might be relevant.
So, the way this works is that the 5 of you will all roll your 6. So, say you roll your 2 6-sided die, you roll your 2 6-sided die, she gestures the other 3 players, and then back at your side. You roll, you write down your number.
I am playing
You
2,
don't
right?
tell anyone else what's your number. Oh, you sing down as well, Marlon?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't tell anyone at the table your number. You just say red or black, or high or low. So, if you guess red or black, then you can survive to the next round if it's a red or a black. If you guess high or low, then you either honestly take yourself in or dishonestly leave yourself in. Now, if you bluff your way in, then you can continue to win. Hell, if it's 2 bluffs in the final round, then you win the whole pot. But if someone catches you on a lie, if they think that you may be lying about the things that you have rolled, then they call you on it. And if they call you on it and you show and you're out, then you're out. It's easy as that. It's much like the game of bullshit.
Question.
Yep.
What the number is the same as what you have? Does it count as high or low or a different thing?
I mean, it's
It's
just
neither higher nor lower, is it?
yeah, it's just a high or low. So if you roll a 12, then a higher would be a king or an ace. If you roll If you say lower, it's everything lower.
That actually answered my
But
question.
what if you
Great.
hit?
Yes.
What if you hit directly on?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if you roll a 10 and get a 10?
Right.
Then you're neither higher nor lower.
Yeah. Then
You
you
lose.
lose.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
It's unlucky for you. Let's say.
And so aces are high. Iron
Yes,
is
aces are high. There are 2 things you can go higher than
And
the
also
diamond.
Jack's 11, Queen's
So
12.
basically, taking out the accent, the way this works, everyone rolls 2 6-sided die and then takes down whatever number that is.
Okay.
You don't tell anyone else what that number is.
Okay.
This operates as a combination of just high or low and also bullshit. So if you say roll a 2, you roll 1 and a 1 on your die. You can guess high, and if you get high, you stay in. Then you have to
guess high. I don't know.
Whatever the card's going to be.
You have a
the next
number
card.
stored.
Yep.
They
Okay.
flip a
It's
card.
gonna be higher than your number.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. Once we get through a round, if anybody calls themselves out, which they can, if you keep your money. The buy-in is 1 gold, but you can keep it if you take yourself out. You don't add to the pot.
Okay.
So, go through a round.
Okay.
If someone thinks if you're full of crap by not taking yourself out, you can call craps and say that I think that you are lying. They then have to reveal their number. If they got it wrong, then hey, cool, they're out.
Hazard.
If they're correct, you're out.
Cool. Let's play around.
Yeah. It will make sense once you see it, I promise. And then from there we just go until all 5 people are out. Or 6. Sorry, you sat down at the table as well. So do you mind passing me 2 as well?
It's a game and a game. It's a game and a game.
Game and a game.
All right.
And yes, I've been thinking about this game for a while.
That was my ready.
And are we supposed to keep these numbers secret?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just not gonna look towards you guys. So I can say roll it, get the numbers, and
yeah.
Can we keep shooting?
Okay.
Ignore me. I gotta roll a couple more times.
Now nobody has to worry about mine. I just know where they sat.
Yeah, I just changed mine for what it's worth.
So, Trev, you're at the far end of the table. We go this way around. There are 3 people who are here. Then it's you, and then it's you. So, Trev.
There's 4 different things I can call.
You can call highs, you can call lows, you can call red, you can call black. That's the thing. The red
That's
and the
real crapsy right there.
That's the thing. The red and the black is a safe. That's basically just called it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
No one can call you on that one. It just gets you to the next round.
That's cool. Okay.
Because if you don't like your roll, then that's how you get around it.
Okay.
If you're particularly unfortunate, then the other thing's a 50-50 as well.
Yep.
Fuck. Hi.
Hi from the drow. The man next to you says hi as well.
Oh, hello.
You're sitting next to a half elf. There's an orc next to him who says lows.
I thought you meant all of us.
And a human. Are you playing as well?
I thought that's what you meant by the 5 of us.
Oh, if all 6 of you are playing, then that works even better. I can delete these numbers.
Wait, I want to make sure they are.
Yeah. Nix and Armel, are you guys playing as well?
Well, Armel's not there.
Yeah.
Oh, Armel, you've left. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Nix, are you playing?
I thought you were referring to me in the 5 as well. So I
Cool. No, that works just fine. So, Trev, you say highs. Phaedra, what do you say?
I have to say what I think. If I say low, I think the number is lower.
Yes, the number that I flip will be lower than yours.
The die you roll.
Low.
Low from Phaedra. Nix.
Low or
Low. Marlman?
Low.
Low.
Hi.
Hi. Anyone want to call crap?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Do I get a chance after people have a chance to back out?
Yes, when we call crap.
Yes. You can also call crap now.
Oh.
But, it's just a bet. It is an ace. It is the highest card. Which means that if you bet low, you're out.
okay.
This is the only way to actually get out without lying.
Oh, okay.
Bye, everyone.
Technically, a king would also be that because a king would be 13.
Yeah.
True. So,
Okay.
all right. So the only 2 people left are Sai and Trev.
All right.
Make your rolls, John.
I think the house doesn't have a roll.
House does not have a roll.
The house technically doesn't, whether either always or doesn't win, depending on your perspective.
Yep. Everybody can still get out. Trev.
Low.
3. You're still in.
I'm not going to do something stupid.
So you're up.
Mhm.
So that's 4 gold to you, sir.
Cool.
All right. Next buy-in is
Made
2.
up for the drink.
All right.
Who wants to stay?
do it.
Yo.
So 2 from you, Trev.
Yeah, sure, fine.
2 from Trev. 2 from Phaedra. 2 from Nyx.
One more of these before we.
And 2 from. So make your rolls.
I'm flirting with her the whole time, by the way.
I'm sure you are.
You're just batting eyes at her, and she's not
No,
really
just-
receiving much.
I'm not like.
Oh yeah.
That's fine.
Oh, this is not my phone.
That's my phone.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Trev.
Hi.
Hi. Phaedra.
Low.
Low. Nyx.
Low.
Low. Marlon.
Hi.
Hi.
Low.
Low. 2.
This whole thing.
Out. Phaedra.
Wait. What?
2 is anybody who says higher is out because it's
Yeah.
either a snake eyes or like snake eyes is the lowest you can do, so
And
you
then you
lose if you said
still
higher.
lose.
Yeah, but
And then
technically, because it's a 2, it's one of those like you could have rolled a 2, which means it's not higher, it's not lower.
Mhm.
So you could try and fudge it if you
Mhm.
want to. Someone can call you on it, but that's you. So Trevor or Phaedra, are you still in?
Yes.
Okay, next.
Yes. It's supposed to be. If I called lower, it's supposed to be lower than the number I roll, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Marlon,
What am I supposed to do here?
are you in or are you out?
Uh,
Is this higher or low? You said high. So
Okay.
is this higher than the number that you rolled?
Oh,
Okay, you are out. So that's 2 gold in the pot.
I'm in.
You are still in. All right. Make your rolls. Phaedra, Nyx, and Sai. Now remember, you can also call reds and blacks if you don't like your roll.
Okay.
Phaedra.
Hi.
Hi. Nyx.
Red.
Reds.
Low.
Low.
Yeah.
So we have a high from Phaedra, a red from Nyx, and a low from Sai. It is a black king. So 3 gold in the pot. Phaedra, you said high. Is this higher than what you rolled? I assume so.
Yes.
Sai, this has to be higher than what you rolled, so you are out,
I'm
sir.
out. I'm not
So
taking my
Phaedra,
money
you
and
pick
run.
up. Oh, that's 8 gold.
Yay!
Now, for the record, Gary, I cannot wait until this game is over so I can have a game design talk with you. Because this is actually fascinating from a stat standpoint.
How do you mean?
Yeah.
Higher is always a better percentage guess than either red or black because no matter what the math works out, it is always higher than 50%.
Yeah.
True.
I literally rolled 7, 6, and 7, like the shittiest rolls you can get from a odd standpoint. And higher was still mathematically the best choice every single time.
Yep.
It's fascinating.
All right. Is there anything else? Do you guys want to play one more round, or we want
I'm
to
all
move on?
set. I'm losing. I've lost enough money. I literally lost. Hold on a second. Let me think
You lost
about this.
3 gold.
I lost about 12.5% of my net worth. I had 26 gold.
Sorry, I'm not doing so hot. Don't worry.
Phaedra, are you still in, or are you
Broke as
done?
fuck.
Huh?
Like,
I'm done.
You're done. Nyx?
I'm good. I lost 3.
I just wanted to have some fun with my friends.
Yeah.
I'm a rich motherfucker, so I can keep going.
All right.
But
Marlon's going to stay at the
I
table.
will not. It's fine. I don't have to.
Sai?
oh, I'm out.
Okay.
If they're
So-
leaving, I'm leaving.
So you guys
Sure you
kind
don't
of
want to stay with your new friend.
She's not receptive.
He says out loud.
you guys learn a new card game and make your way through. There are still
You're an
people
asshole.
about drinking, doing contests of strength.
Airing their grievances.
Yes, there's a few quieter tables airing their grievances around a pole. Are you guys staying on the saloon, or are you moving on?
I'm gonna wander around some more.
Okay. You guys make your way out into the kind of bustling burb that is underneath this second deck. As you make your way through, you pass a number of different shops, some that are claiming garments, some that say smithy, one or two that say grocer.
And what?
Nice. Is the Smithy Smithy active?
Not currently. A little early in the morning.
Yeah.
But there is a smithy there. It's, busy and bustling. You guys kind of peek your heads into a few of the different shops. You look at the different fashions that are around. There's a lot of silks and nice fabrics that are being sold for very exorbitant prices. You see a couple people walking around in similar colors and similar styles, kind kind of figure it's just sort of a noteworthy sort of thing of like, hey, I saved up for one of these. I can afford this, yeah, that sort of thing. But it's a relatively normal, even below the main deck of a ship. It's a relatively normal center street in a small town. A lot of different smaller shops, a lot of different things you can poke your heads into. There's a jeweler, there's a enchanter. You actually spy, all of you spy above the door of the enchanter, a very familiar rose that is carved into the bevel of the door. That's about it.
Wait, why is the rose familiar?
Sai, it's not familiar to you at all.
Yeah.
The rose was the symbol of the magical clan in Jerselheim, the people who handled magic.
Oh. I kind of want to
the people that's who you work for.
Oh, right. I'll point that out to Marlon and like, you want to go in there?
Marlon wants to go in there.
Skipped a beat a moment.
Maybe we can get something for your girlfriend.
You guys make your way over to this this smaller apothecary and enchanter. You kind of walk through the door. The door is open. There is a small dwarven girl who is working the main counter. Kind of looks at you all as you enter and goes, "Welcome to the Ruby Rose. How could I be of service today?"
He said Ruby Rose, and all I could think of was Ruby Rod. I'm sorry. Ruby Rod? You know
I went
Ruby
somewhere else. You know.
Craig.
So, looking around, like, what does this place look like?
It's like it's different spell books and tomes of different things. It's some magical items held in a glass case at the front of the room. Very simple enchanter's shop.
Okay.
Sort of place you can get something magically repaired if you needed to.
Okay.
Good for any magic books.
Is this also the apothecary, or is it connected?
Yes, it is also the apothecary.
Okay.
Yeah, the books to see if there's anything interesting.
Sure. Roll investigation check, both of you.
I was gonna say I also want to engage in a conversation real quickly.
Okay, we'll do that in a second. Next, anything you want in the shop?
I would look around a little bit if there was anything, I don't know, that caught my eye, but I'm not really looking for anything in particular.
Sure. Much like the rose that you went to in Jerselheim, it seems that many of the things held behind the counter are experiments made by the people there. So you see like a bowl that seems to be very fancy. You spy a number of very large diamonds, in fact, as well. There's a satchel with 2 holsters at either sides that seem to be knife scabbards. And or not a satchel, I apologize, a belt with 2 knife scabbards at either side. And a very long, very intricately carved scabbard. Just a scabbard, no weapon in it. It seems to be built for a long sword. There's a number of different runes and writings in it. And it kind of sits behind the counter up on a shelf.
Is the shopkeeper like in the room?
She's standing behind the counter, just kind of looking at all of you. She's about your size, very young for a dwarven girl, just kind of looking at all of you.
Okay. I want to ask her why she has just scabbards with no blades.
Well, the boss won't tell me what that is, and she kind of points at the sword above her, or the sword and scabbard above her. But this, and she kind of pulls the belt out of the case and puts it up on the counter. This is the quick draw holster. Apparently, if you put things in it and allow them to attach to the belt over a little bit of time, they will magically return. Like throw them, you can like stick them in someone and they can run away and they'll just pop right back.
Oh, this is super useful.
That seems like something for Nix.
You say that, does Nick speak in the third person?
No.
She's so carried away with how excited she is about this that she didn't want to. There you go.
So how much does that cost?
I mean, we could actually make more of these. So, 150 gold.
150 for a belt.
It's a magic belt.
It's a pretty cool belt. I'll give you that much.
Also, hold your pants up, or does it just do the teleporting thing?
I mean, I'm sure you can loop it through your belts to have,
Nick,
to have it keep
I
up.
see this as like a definite, like a beneficial thing. Would you like some money?
No, I mean, I have the money. It would just make me not have a lot of money left.
How much money do you have right now?
197.
I have 1,287 goals.
Okay.
Parliament hit big betting on Turks.
Yes.
I did good, and I'm still living off those laurels.
You want some fancy armor, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I did. I had more money. Put it that way.
Yeah, you
I
did.
think I had like $3,000, didn't I?
Somewhere around
Something
there.
like that, yeah.
Just fire.
I mean, you put like 400 gold down on Turks winning.
Yeah, I only put like
I want to ask a bunch
like
of
30,
questions.
I think.
I got
Before
300.
Yeah.
Before you go and just buy something, this is from the apothecary person, right?
Yeah, and the Ruby Rose, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, both.
And the ruby rod. So I
I'll give you my
before
Ruby
we
Rose,
just
keep
start
saying.
buying things,
Oh.
I want to have a conversation with this dwarf lady
Simmer.
just about business and if
Shop talk.
you're aware of Petunia.
Oh, yeah. I was trained in the Jerusalem laboratories.
How long have you been here?
I've been on the boat for maybe 6 months.
Wow, so you're fairly new.
I took over from the person who was running it beforehand. He went a little senile, so we sent him back home.
You went senile.
Well, working with magics for that long, gotta make the brains go.
couldn't see him.
Let me tell you about that.
Hmm.
I guess this is the embarrassing moment where he's like, so how's Petunia?
Petunia, the elf. She left.
I'm sorry, what?
She left Jerusalem.
Where is she?
No idea.
What do you mean she left?
Well,
We've been for a year, Marleman.
wait a second. At this point, she kind of looks over around at all of you, sort of glancing past the eye, and goes, "You're the problem solvers.
Oh,
You're the
dear.
saviors of Jerusalem.
Prestidigitation.
Oh, Jesus.
You're the ones who took down the Operata.
Yeah.
French hat reappears. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You're the asshole who does all the magic.
That's me.
Oh, I love that.
Would you like a toy?
I
like
can.
you.
She makes a dolphin back at you. I can do it too.
Yay!
Boy, you all inspired me to do better.
Oh,
I don't think I have, but you inspired me to do more.
is that because
You've
we're
been
not so
inspired by
good?
the
You want to do
problem
better than
solvers.
us? Yeah, like,
What do you mean you're not so good? You came and you solved a giant problem for my city.
Oh, okay.
Do our best.
Did they
Yeah, we
create
do our
any
best.
new ones?
It's very hard to get recognition sometimes. So you must forgive me. I'm very flattered.
It's a wonder to meet all of you.
Cheeks
So
over
wait,
there.
you know Petunia.
And
You could say that.
You can say I know her.
We met her the last
Wonderful.
time.
Yes,
we were in
she
Jerusalem.
left Jerusalem not too long after you all.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, she said she was out to travel the world like she was inspired to do.
Oh, God.
Well, good.
Well,
She waited a couple months, said she was waiting for someone to come back with something for her, and then just kind of took it upon herself to go and journey around.
Oh! I might need to leave the room. It's getting way too close.
I can see the Oregon High School Host Club metaphorical hearts just stabbing.
I was just seeing the Seymour scene from Futurama playing.
Yes!
You wouldn't happen to be in communication
No bad person.
with Petunia to like
Yes, she and I were good friends.
The
We trade.
rosy cheeked, like, oh, I'm super happy to be like, after hearing that is like literally like all of the colors were lost from his face. This is like when he first found out that Perrin was like gone or missing or dead, and he was like, oh fuck, like, oh no. Now it's the other way around. Now it's like it's less of like an actual panic and more of like a subtle like
Oh no!
skips a beat for a different reason.
Just like that. Oh, I fucked up. Sort of
like
tension.
I hate time travel.
Yeah.
Like
she sort of looks at you, Phaedra, and goes, "Oh yeah, Petunia and I were good friends. We kind of studied at the same time. We exchange letters every now and again. Not really sure where she is at the moment, but we.
When's the last time y'all spoke?
3 months ago. Last time we were in port.
Can you send another letter?
Certainly, next time I'm in port.
Marleman.
Okay.
I have a magical means of sending a letter also.
But we don't know where she. Can you do that without knowing where the person is? I thought you're supposed to know where your person is.
There's a range.
No, it's a sending?
Oh, you're thinking of you're thinking of sending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to know where they are. Though?
No.
Oh.
Remember, I kept trying to send to Perrin and it wasn't working.
Fuck.
Just have to know what they look like.
I know exactly what she looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
And as you say that, she goes, yeah, the last time I spoke to her, she said she was leaving the Jesselheimian Mountains. She was had visited with an order of monks and was heading south to a place called Nolans?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, that's where you're. No, I can't. I cannot do this anymore.
Oh dear.
Okay. That's funny. Weird.
Yeah.
I'm from there.
Oh, very nice. Is it a nice place?
I'm from there.
He means yes.
He means no.
I'm from there.
So does anyone want to buy anything?
So the books.
Well,
I would like to.
For the same as in Drisselheim, 100 gold flat for the belt.
Thank you.
What else did you say there was in there? There was the belt. There was
the belt. There's a bowl, a very fancy bowl. There's a very nice scabbard that is held up. There's a number of very large diamonds.
Is the bowl magical? What is
That
it?
the bowl is magical.
Very
What does it do?
It's they call it the feast bowl.
Okay. I'm assuming it makes a feast.
No, actually.
You make the feast.
I've tried to do this before, but I don't think I'm a strong enough magician. Apparently, if you were to use this bowl as the focus of a feast-like spell, it doesn't consume the bowl. So, you have to. I think you still have to use some of the components to it, but it doesn't. It's not as much, maybe.
Okay. How much is the bowl?
Well, apparently it takes around 500 gold off the cost of the spell, so we sell it for about 500 gold.
Okay, yeah. Would I be able to maybe lower the price? I have a little bit of stuff that I could possibly sell for.
Certainly, we can barter. What do you have?
I have, what was it? The 2 vials of fresh wyvern blood and the scales.
Scales he has.
I thought you wanted those for medicine.
Well, or selling them too.
Sinister.
They good. That's why I'm at an apothecary. They use it for that kind of thing.
Wyvern blood, we can get that by the barrel. I could probably give this to you for about 5 copper.
Of course. Okay. Do I have anything else on it that would be worth selling?
For the books, you spot a number of different culture and history books. Some speaking about different folktales from different regions. Some wonderful books about song and dance.
Marlon found a self-help book on how to keep women.
You actually just found a little joke book that was just called "You're the Joke."
Nice.
You also in there is a book of tales about the lost city of Glass, as well as at least one magical language book. It seems that the language is Draconic.
I'm guessing it's you read this, you speak Draconic now.
You read it over 2 weeks and learn how to speak Draconic.
How much is that?
250 gold.
Okay. For that, I do want to ask her though, as a professional enchanter, and just talk shop for a while, and like figure out like how to enchant things for like shield and things like that, and just.
Well, it's relatively easy. Use a powerful enough spell, or at least a spell contained in an object. Kind of mash them together, put the spell in the object, and bam, it's enchanted. It's a little bit more complicated than that. I'm not sure but it's
like it's like specific components and like things I can like cast a shield spell
unique
into
components?
something too. Sure, what do you got?
Sure. I have powdered jasper. I have powdered topaz. I've got some ruby, some sapphire as well.
I got all that.
I also have some opal. A little bit of diamond dust, but not a ton. I believe I might also have some obsidian, but I have to search around for that.
Do anything that's not already on the list of shit you gave me?
I mean, you don't have all of those.
You said I had all of these. You said I had that much vial of each.
Sure.
Yes.
Oh, I said you had a vial each of them. That's right.
Right. I said quarters.
Yeah, and they go in quarters.
Yes.
No. We have the basic stuff, but we don't have any of the fancy.
Okay.
The only thing I can offer is the ability to make a little bit more diamond dust, but that's hard to come by. All right.
Do I just checked the spell here. It says it's just the gem encrusted bowl. So by other components, do you mean other gems? It's just
No, I mean the gold. It costs 1,000 gold to cast Hero's Feast.
Yeah, that's
No,
the
yeah,
thing.
I
Like, what he's saying is that theoretically, if you had this thing, you wouldn't have to spend the 1,000 gold every time.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
It would cut it in half.
got it.
When you're done.
I mean, half is a one-time purchase. If it doesn't go, if it doesn't get consumed, then you're just spending 500 gold to be able to cast Hero's Feast for life.
No. You still have to use 500 gold plus the bowl. But the bowl doesn't get consumed.
All right. The way that, that's.
Sorry, I may have
sense.
misphrased that.
That's why I was like, wait.
Yeah, it is a nicer bowl than the one you need for Hero's Feast in that it's a nicer bowl that doesn't get consumed. So that way it only costs 500 to cast the spell as opposed to 1,000.
The problem is I only have 958.
It's just kind of like the way that the spell, like Hero's Feast is a fucking stupid spell.
Oh, I know.
Literally, it will save you 500 gold for every spell.
It doesn't
and you just have to buy it
require money as a component. It requires a gem encrusted bowl that costs
It's 1,000 gold. Yeah, some more.
So a bowl that doesn't get expended is a massively OP thing.
Yes.
And what you're doing makes sense.
Yes. Apologies. You would now have a bowl that doesn't get expended. You would then have to put the cash value into it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You're turning money into food, Jesus style,
Yes.
kind of.
It's still a lot of money too.
Still very.
I don't have a lot of money on me currently, so I'm gonna maybe come back next time and get this, just because I don't have the means.
Somebody else went around.
Hey,
Have any-
how much is that thing?
500 gold.
You're just gonna keep doing this.
That's a lot of money.
In truth,
how much do you have?
In truth, it costs 750. But because you guys have done great deeds for my city, give it to you for a bit of a discount.
What about also because we're buying more things?
No.
Okay. I mean, you got you can't fault me for asking. I like her.
Do you know what Wyvern's blood could be used for like potion making, poison making, medicinal?
It's one of the main components in a greater potion of healing.
Do you have any books on how to make potions then? Like,
as a DM, I'm just going to point at Trevathan.
I know how to do that.
Oh,
that's a thing I do.
Okay. Then
that you've never done.
I don't have to normally.
No, he's been doing it. He had set up.
Yeah, I have stuff.
I was about to say those are done, by the way. You set those up in Jerusalem, or not Jerusalem,
in the camp.
Yeah,
or on the ship.
Yeah, on the ship. Those are done.
Oh,
those have been 2 weeks.
I hope
so those matured.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember what I did with it. I'm assuming those are just there.
Yeah, I mean they're just potions of healing.
We'll get them someday.
They're just 4 potions of healing?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever you told me it was.
Yeah,
it'll be what you tell me what it is when we get back there.
Yeah. Oh no, you took them with you.
Oh, cool.
They were done when you left.
Cool.
So you just have now 4 potions of completed healing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I out of character briefly, I'm not gonna say I didn't trust my healers, that's mean. I wanted to make sure I could heal myself. So Trevathan is able to make
because you have to expend HP to use your stuff. I get it. I'm not offended.
Yeah, exactly. Like I drive this character like I stole it, so I like to be able to heal himself. So yes, he actually can make potions for himself. He just doesn't do it very often because he doesn't need to. He has people who take care of him.
Also takes time.
Then can I get some? Do you have any empty potion flasks, things that I could?
Sure. I can give you 20 flasks for 2 gold.
Sure, that works perfectly for me.
Potion of healing?
Yeah, just 4 potions of healing. Just regular potions of healing, not
I think I
lesser.
remind myself.
It's 44. It's 8d4 for a superior, and then or for a greater, and then a superior is 12.
Regular potions too.
Well, it's not a potion. It's not a lesser. It's a regular.
Oh, really?
You can make. You can make them suck less. It's fine. I'll take 2 if they're better.
No, like that. No, this is literally just how I thought this potion chart worked. It was lesser, which is 2d4. It's a potion of healing, which is 44.
And hey, it's your universe.
Yeah, it's a greater potion, which is 8d4, and a superior, which costs a buttload of money for 12d4. Anyway, yeah. So you just get 20 vials. Done. Great. Easy. Do you want to buy any of the books? Plan?
How much is it?
I can't buy it.
How much is it?
The Draconic book?
Yeah.
250.
Yeah, we bought it.
Okay.
I can also.
So that's bought. The belt's bought.
That's 350 total.
So the belt's bought.
Can I?
Is there any?
Who made the sword or the scabbard? Sorry.
Scabbard. My boss won't let me sell that. He says if someone comes in and tries to drop 5,000 gold on it, then maybe we can part with it. But besides that, it stays.
I was just curious to know what it does.
Apparently, it's legendary. I'm not entirely sure. You'd have to ask him next time he's back.
Oh, okay.
Can we not take a look at it?
Huh?
Can we take a look at it?
Certainly.
Can I do that?
Just kind of and like grabs it off the shelf and
I
kind
need to
of
remember what this ability's called, but I'm doing something.
loads with it and kind of as if are you
I believe the ability is called Grim Psychometry.
yeah, grim psychometry.
What does that do?
I can meditate on an object to discern vague details regarding any lingering evil or wicked past surrounding it.
Cool.
So you lay hands on the scabbard when
I
she
have to make
sets
a
it up.
wisdom check on
Yeah.
that. Oh,
That's
wow.
fine.
That's a decent roll.
Yeah, you got a lie with that
That's
one.
20 something, like
Yeah.
low 20s.
You lay hands on the scabbard and think about it for a second. Not identify it, you just kind of think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of flashes you through this history of this thing. You see it on the hips of great generals as they ride into battle across the giant battlefield. You see sky giants with large axes also wearing it. It's got a grim history, but nothing particularly evil.
Interesting, though.
It comes from a very bloody background,
Yeah.
but not evil.
Cool. That sounds wicked. Bloody could be wicked.
Yeah.
Pull out the Mongol's monocle.
Okay. To see whatever it is, right?
Yeah, it basically cast an identify on it.
Yep. I'm pulling it up right now for you.
I just wanted to use that spell, the area ability, because I never use it.
Right. So you at the very least learn that this is the Peacekeeper, aka the Scabbard of Haldrum. When you attune to this item, you must also perform a ritual, creating a magical. What up?
Nothing. This is completely ungame
Gotcha.
related.
Creating a magical bond between the scabbard and a weapon in your possession. You perform the ritual over the course of 1 hour to be done during a short rest. The weapon must be within your reach throughout the ritual, at the conclusion of which you sheath the weapon in the scabbard and forge the bond. Bond weapon is considered magical, which is not a problem for you. Scabbard will change shape to accommodate the weapon, which is not a problem for you. Peacekeeper was forged in the fiery forge of the Basalt Throne, gifted to the kingdom of Haldrum by the dwarves following the signing of the Northern Sanction. It is a treasure worthy of a great ruler, first worn by Endlin the Paladin Queen, who always sought peace by it before war. While wearing the scabbard, you gain the following benefits. Your charisma score increases by 2 to a maximum of 20. You are immune to disease. In addition, if the bonded weapon is sheathed and you are not wielding any other weapons, you gain the following benefits. You have advantage on intimidation and persuasion checks. You have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened.
Guys, I need this.
What is it?
It's $5
Well,
grand.
they're not allowed to sell it, I thought.
Okay. How do I acquire this from you?
5,000 gold.
5,000.
5,001?
Nice. She does it at Bardic.
Huh?
I mean, my boss says I can't sell it for 5,000 gold, but I bet I could sell it for 5,001.
Can you sell it for 1,000?
No.
That seems crazy.
All right. Is there anything I can do in trade or to get credit from your store or from you, really? Or for your boss?
You'd have to talk to my boss.
Who's your boss?
He's not here right now.
When did he get back?
I don't know.
Okay.
He said he'd be back within 2 weeks and has been back and hasn't been back since.
Where was he coming from?
Where are we going to?
The north?
North.
That'll do it.
Shit.
Okay.
You gotta try and find your boss.
Yeah. So say I try to we'll try to find your boss.
Okay. His name's Jasper.
Jasper.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he also a dwarf?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Cool. This is awesome.
We'll be back.
She kind of slides it back away from you and kind of
Listen.
puts it back up on the shelf.
Listen, I don't usually own up to other people's stuff, but that's pretty awesome.
Okay. Well, I hope to see you all soon. I'll let you know if I hear from Petunia again.
Please do.
Was she waiting for you?
I'm not at liberty
He's
to
hoping
say
no,
that, but I
because
was
he would feel
hoping-
really bad.
Yeah.
Make an inside check.
Should I tell her that I saw you?
Yes.
Yes,
Ignore
but-
him, yes.
Yes, but also tell her their time travel was involved. She'll know what it means.
Okay.
She knows I'm wacky and weird. She'll get it.
Okay. I will let you
Prestidigitate some hearts in the sky. It'll work.
Yes, tell her I did that. Do that for me, please.
I'll let you know what she says next time I talk to her.
Please do.
Okay. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Did I buy the belt?
You did buy the belt.
Yes.
Yes, I bought
No,
some
you didn't
belt.
buy it. She bought it. It was
She bought the
100.
belt?
It was 100 gold. She knocked off 50 because she realized who you were.
So I only owed 250.
Yep.
Okay.
So yes, Nix. Now you have the quick draw holster. I will give you the item stats later on. But essentially, you bond your 2 of your knives to the belt, and you can throw them. You can do whatever, and they immediately clip back.
Cool. Marlon, you, as soon as we're out of the shop, I tell Marlon, I can send a message to her right now.
Do that. Do that, please.
Okay.
Does it cost you anything? Like, do you have a
It's a
spell
spell slot, yeah.
Oh no, I don't want you to waste.
Dude, it'll tell her right this second. It's not like we're doing anything right now anyway.
Okay.
It's a short message of 25 words or less, and they can send back one message. I can send it across any distance and to other places.
Yes, they can.
Oh, they can.
They can
cool.
respond with a message of 25 words.
Oh
or less.
Lord. Just message should be as followed in this statement. It should be, "Hello, Petunia.
Stop.
This is Parliament. Stop. I am very sorry.
Very sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm very sorry.
End of this.
If you were waiting. Stop. Time travel was involved. Stop.
No, involved. Stop. You have 3 more words.
Oh fuck.
You know what they are.
Wait, are stop my words?
Yes.
Oh, and then the last 3 are the 3.
The 3.
The 3.
The 3. You have 1 more.
No, you said there were 3 left.
You know what 3 words he's talking
What
about?
3 words am I about to say?
What do you say?
I love you.
All right, cool.
And what do you...
You send that. One of the factors of sending, by the way, is that she recognizes that it was you who sent it, Phaedra.
But I said it was from Marlon.
Which is why I said this is Marlon.
Yep. You do receive a message back. It is 25 words or less.
I hate your guts.
And, and it is a very long, drawn-out scream for 15 of them,
What?
and then where are you? Where are you? Oh my God! Done.
When you said those words, my Twitter account literally just showed me this picture video of Pomeranians.
Okay.
It did not sound like a pained scream
No,
or
it was like a
yeah, yeah, one of those. Like you gave her a heart attack, and then kind of that was it.
Great.
Yeah, she can only send it once.
I mean, she could burn another spell slot and do it again.
Yeah, I can do it. I don't care. We're not
I
going.
know, we're going to bed, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah, fucking do it. We're gonna have this conversation. I hope you're cool with bringing talk.
All right, we are currently at what's the name of this place?
The dreadnought.
We're
The crashing wave dreadnought.
Crashing Wave Dreadnought.
Oh, we're on a boat.
We're going to the north.
Fast.
We're going to
Tell her
the
about her
typhoon.
friend who works at the shop.
Where
Oh,
did
Just met what? What's her name?
You didn't ask.
I popped my head in the door. Hey, what's your name, kid?
Orisa.
Orisa. We made
Nice.
Orisa.
We just met Orisa. Shit.
From the
That was the
I think she'll know.
Yeah.
We're sorry we didn't contact you sooner.
Yep, that's 25.
It may be. Oh yeah,
That is
that's what you
25.
said. I was like, it may be a while till we see you again.
The response back
no.
is, I am on the West Coast. Come see me when you can.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Of what? Just the coast? That's all she said? She didn't specify?
She is on the West Coast. Come and see me when you can.
Okay, great.
that was fun.
Meanwhile, Armel, you have
right.
fallen back on this from like an hour and a half ago. You have made your way back down below decks over to Stop Like Rocket League. I know. Down to the medical bay of Stitch Stitchman. You kind of knock on the door. You hear him kind of rustle his way through things. Kind of knock again. You hear him rustle about a bit. Knock a third time, and finally he goes, "Yes, what?"
Doc, how's it going, buddy? How you been down here?
It's been 15 minutes.
Oh, man. Well, let me cut straight to the point. I'm trying to get a hit of what you got there.
Boom! The door slides open as you just kind of like.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
You want some of?
Shut, yeah.
You want some of Stitch's stuff? Yes.
Yeah. What are you working with, Stitch? What's that mask? What do you have in that mask?
He kind of unscrews the nose of the mask and pulls it off. And you just see this cloud and torrent of like dust and cinders and gray smoke come pouring out of this.
Why I didn't use a bomb.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah, basically. And he goes, Stitch's. Oh, he kind of screws it back on. Stitch's. The stuff.
The illest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have this thing. Have you ever heard of dreamweed?
This is the best.
Stitch has not heard of dreamweed.
Would you maybe want to give it a shot? I feel a little trade coming along.
Wait a minute, are you a cop?
I had
Certainly.
Smoking this crazy weed and also
kinda
going to speak in my one
Backs up a bit
Did you choose correctly?
and reaches into a bucket that is next to his workstation and just pulls out this fistful of dried herb
Rad.
that he just sort of walks over to you and kind of goes, Stitch will give you this much for this much dreamweed.
You don't want that much dreamweed.
How much dreamweed is he asking for it? Like an equal amount?
But granted, he's a halfling, so like they're kind of smaller hands, so probably the amount that you have on you.
I'd be want to bet that your stuff is way better because he constantly has to be smoking his to stay high. Yours is like a fucking peyote.
Yeah, I'm looking more of like a 1-for-1 trade. I'm just let me explain to you. I lived in a forest for 300 years, and I'm just now getting out into the world, and I just want to see what all the plants are about out here, my man.
I'll say. He's
Roll a
smoking
persuasion
everything in
check.
sight. I just want a taste of that sticky icky.
Never mentioned the dreamweed.
Never
I
mentioned.
rolled a nat 20.
Heck yeah.
When weed is involved, Aramil does not play around.
I look to the amount in his hand and he goes, Stitch will offer you a deal. Stitch will give you this much of Stitch shit for just enough, what you deem enough of your shit. Then we swap and everything's cool. Cool?
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, so you give him like maybe an eighth of what you have of your dream weed. He gives you this fistful of his dried shit.
Nice.
Do you want to smoke it right there?
No. I'm gonna say it's good doing business with you, Doc. Keep it up.
Yes, I am. Stitch is excited to see what this brings.
Good time.
Oh yeah, baby.
Okay. He sort of unscrews his mask and kind of puts it in the end.
I'm getting out of there.
You fucking book it out of there.
All right, good luck, peace.
You kind of tuck this stuff away. All right, you now have, let's say, 20 uses of halfling pipeweed.
All right.
So put that in your inventory.
Actually, so then I was thinking Armil would be really amazed at like seeing a mast, of like a giant ship, and I'd probably head up there.
Okay. You head up to the main deck. It's one kind of singular staircase, so it's easy enough to get up there. You head up to the main deck. It's a little bit busier now than it was when you guys first got here, but still not all that busy for a main day. And you walk up to the mast, and the main mast of the ship, which is kind of the closest one to you, is huge. It's about as big as your tree was. You can see the breaks in it where it's different logs stacked on top of each other, but this thing is massive. As you sort of like take some time with the mast, as you're like kind of feeling your way through it, kind of like stroking it a little bit like the weirdo that you are.
Trying to feel free from this giant piece of wood came from.
Yeah. You realize that the main portion of this mast, before it goes into some smaller stuff up top, was just once one great tree that was felled and turned into one like cylindrical mast. It's one cohesive piece, and because of that, it still has some of its memories lasted in it. It came from the Great Forest as well. It was a happy tree during its time as a tree. It's been cut down for probably about 50 years now and being used as a mast, so it's aged. But it seems to enjoy its job as a mast and is okay with it.
Is there a place like I can sit and try and smoke some of this weed?
Certainly, there are plenty of places to sit.
Yeah, chilling.
Okay. You roll an athletics check.
Yep, I thought he was going to say something else too.
I lived in it. Like, come on.
Oh no, you have a good chance of doing this. It's just you still got to do it.
All right, I rolled
a DC for you.
Plus.
You rolled a what?
I rolled 15 plus. I don't know what.
You're fine. You crawl up this main mast and kind of find your way onto one of the lower crow's nests. Nobody in it at the moment, so you just kind of settle in for a bit to get a quick nap. The sun is just starting to come up. You can see it around the fog wall. You sort of lay back, look at the stars, and begin to smoke. It's not dreamweed. It doesn't send you on a spiritual trip down memory lane. But it's fine. Like, it gives you a nice... It makes you feel good.
Instead, it makes you talk like Gilbert Gottfried.
No. Nice. And you kind of lose some track of time there. Spend about 6 hours there and get some sleep. You end up not sleeping at home and end up sleeping in the crow's nest. That's really the only exciting thing that happens because of this.
Nice.
Rad.
All right. So next session next week, we'll pick up on you guys journeying out on the runner. You guys did some shopping.
Yeah.
One thing before. Can I find a tanner to have this?
There is a tanner there. You're able to drop off the hide. They say that it'll be done in about 3 days. 10 gold.
You got like a Danny Tanner? Or like a...
No, just a
DJ
hide
Tanner.
tanner.
Turning it up on the ones and twos.
And yeah, you guys settle back in, get some sleep, get some rest, attune to your new items before you head out. And I will see you all next week for the next stage of the Great Blue Way.
We even got a side quest. What's that dude's name?
Jasper.
Jasper.
Yeah, fun. Okay.
He's a dwarf.
He's a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For the record, the thing that I was laughing at a while ago is because people were talking about other stuff. I was briefly fixing my Amazon recommendations by going back through old purchases and checking shit that was not bought for myself to make sure I wasn't getting recommendations based on it. And I got really far back in my purchases, and 2 of them back to back were a shitty brown afro wig and a plush fox. I was like, this is when this was. This is when I did that funky student costume.
Nice.
All right. And with that, I am hitting stop.